Greetings, everyone.
Oh, now we're live.
Oh.
You're just like a second early.
Wow.
Plus,
And
I was
Greetings
taking
and
a-
salutations, nerds.
Wow.
You've tuned into the Star Wars Edge of the Empire, The Hand of Death. This is a game we played for about 2 years, and then we had to take a break, but we're coming back into it.
1 year.
1 year? Okay, wow.
It's been a while though.
And, yeah, so let everyone go and introduce yourselves. I'm Agitated Max. Whoever wants to go next.
I think we should go in order down in the lower left corner, so it'd be Frank next.
Oh. Okay, so it's same for everybody.
Sure. Hi, I am the Prankster, and I will be playing the character Varrock Vor, the Devaronian smuggler, and the man who loves
Loves to lie.
cocaine.
He loves cocaine.
I
Alright,
think he's
next.
still recovering.
Oh God, he
Yeah, he is
absolutely
recovering.
is. He absolutely is. You lost a lot of blood, buddy.
I think last time we saw Varrock, he was kind of like
You pulled an all-nighter.
pretending to cheer on
You
the boy,
had-
and
you
he had
had,
black
like, the-
sunglasses on.
Yeah, you got it. Okay.
All right, I think I'm up next. I'm Wicked Jester. I'll be playing Armrar, Trandoshan, oddly smart character, who not only will beat someone's face in for touching his ships, but is planning on creating a Beskar-plated death robot machine of hell and doom.
Off of the CPU of a B1 battle droid.
So it's easy for me to control. Because Bippo
Alright.
is my friend.
All right, Brandon.
Brandon, also known as the Bees, playing Randy Poliopoulos. He's a doctor and he's a kind of a scoundrel. He's recently come into some interesting force powers that he's learning to wield. A little bit of a pervert, big time capitalist. He believes in the free markets, and so fuck the empire.
I forgot about all the
Don't let him near Trandoshan or Twi'leks.
Oh, Twi'lek women are my favorite.
Oh God.
They like
That was a
drugs,
real-
and
oh
and
God,
kinda-
I was gonna be one too.
I know you dodged a bullet. You dodged a bullet by not playing a Twi'lek woman.
Good for you.
Yeah, no, Randy likes to give drugs to women.
The core rulebook only said
I know.
8 characters,
I
and I was
know.
like, "Oh, cool! I'm gonna be a Twi'lek." And then
Yeah, dodged a bullet from
He showed me
Randy.
Like,
all the
luckily, I was like, I came in at the right moment. I was like, oh yeah, you can use any of the FFG books.
I was like,
And
"Oh, I'm not restricted."
I feel like Aladdin.
Hi, I'm Blues Vakia, and I am absolutely fantastically a noob to this game. I got a character I just created today. Her name is Kafkinko Kini. Say that.
Infamous. You didn't emphasize the kink enough.
Kafkinko Kini. There you go.
Kink.
and you got a chitter in between some of those syllables too.
No. I haven't figured it out yet.
She's a weird spider person. What's that
Look.
race again?
They're hatch.
Hatch.
A hatch. She's a hatch.
She's a hatch. I will figure out the voice as we go because I didn't.
All right. Well, I mean, this game is very easy to pick
She
up.
will develop. Let's just say that.
No worries at all. This is a very simple, well, not simple, but it is a very fun game to pick up. Yeah, I was like, it's not simple, but like once you get rolling, you figure it out pretty quick, and it's like, it's very intuitive and very good for storytelling. The dice rolls are, mwah, I love it. I love the system. So anyway, so this, like I said, this game was a game that we played for like a year, and so there's a little bit of history here, but I got a recap. So I'll just dive right into that. So we start off with the Star Wars opening crawl. Star Wars, the Hand of Death. 4 years after the conclusion of the Clone Wars, the balance of power in the galaxy has shifted. Criminal organizations have flourished, grabbing what power they can. Poor citizens are caught in the middle, just trying to survive. Spacers take on jobs not caring who or what they're working for, just looking for enough credits to get by. It's in this situation the characters have found themselves. Unfortunately for them, this job was anything but ordinary, and has repercussions on a galactic scale. This story, however, starts with an incident over 6,000 years ago. And as the words like slowly fade up, like a Star Wars crawl, and go into space, words appear on the starfield. The height of the Second Sith War. And then the words fade away and the camera pans down to the front of a massive battlecruiser sliding silently through space. The ship moves slowly across the camera, and you see the name of the cruiser on its side, Death's Hand. The ship continues its slow pass in front of the camera, and you see a hangar bay. Teams are moving to and from their position, fueling up ships. They're getting ready to launch. They take off and away, and are obliterated by a fleet of missiles that go flying through, piercing them, blowing them up, going into the hangar bay and destroying. Sorry, I lost my time. Striking and causing great damage. You see pilots get sucked out into space, clutching at their throats. The camera pans out, and you see the ship is hounded by a gargantuan fleet of cruisers bearing Republic insignias. All of them much smaller than this ship, but their numbers more than make up the difference, pouring huge amounts of turbo laser fire into it. The scene shifts to the bridge of the Death's Hand. There's absolute chaos. The emergency response crews rush from place to place as there are numerous fires coming from several stations. Multiple crew members lay dead at their consoles. The camera moves in towards the captain's chair as he stands up, coming into view. He's played by young Alan Rickman. Think Alan Rickman from Die Hard. Helmsman, I repeat, do you have a course for Coruscant? I don't care how damaged the ship is. Our cargo needs to be there for the invasion. Sir, they've blocked out our route with interdictor cruisers. Look! He says, pointing out the window at a pair of cruisers on an intercept course. Then get us anywhere but here. We'll make the jump to Coruscant after we're safe. Sir, I don't know if we'll survive the jump to... And he's cut off by another explosion as the ship buffets again, and a piece of the bulkhead falls on the young officer, killing him. The captain strides forward, reaches out and flings the piece of Durasteel away with the force. Before sitting at the console himself, he types furiously at it, and the view at the main view screen shifts as the ship begins to turn upwards. The icons on the console flash red. He types again. It flashes red. He tries a third time, and the red flashes to yellow, then red, then yellow. Good enough, he says as he slams his fist down on the keypad. The scene transitions to outside of the ship as the Death's Hand careens through space, venting oxygen and belching fires from a dozen gigantic holes in the hull. But the ship lurches to hyperspeed, but as it does so, one of its main engines breaks away from its housing and is left floating in space. The foremost ship of the Armada comes in close and clearly scanning the engine before giving some sort of all-clear signal, and the Armada begins to break up. The camera slowly zooms in on the floating wreckage as the screen fades to black.
System malfunction.
And
I mistimed that.
They're good?
I mistimed that sound effect. I'm sorry.
What was the... I didn't hear the sound effect. Oh, I'm not in the Sirenscape. Damn.
Oh,
Completely forgot.
it was an AI going, system malfunction. System malfunction.
Ah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I thought it would be good, and then I was, oh well.
Let me get in that Sirenscape. Alright. So, The camera then zooms in on a shadowy hangar bay. Mist swirls around 4 heroes as the camera pans around them. You see a tall man with long, slender arms, almost reptilian, or not almost, almost amphibian in look. Mugen, the noble Kyuzu warrior, stoic as always. And then you see it pans to the left. There's a Deveronian, red skin, horns, Varrock Vor, the Deveronian scoundrel. Randy Polyopolis is next. The horny medic, currently creeping on his ex-wife's Facebook account.
It's fitting.
Facebook.
Facebook is what you said?
Facebook account.
That's fantastic.
And Amrar, the Munchkin mechanic.
Munchkin, I'm 6'6".
You're a mechanic's Munchkin, and you know it. Out of the belly of a battered YZ-775 freighter, a portly older man comes slinking out. Niles Farrier. Actually, let me drag you over. I made a page specifically for this.
Take it to the
a
map.
recap page. Yeah, there it is. Zoom. Yeah, so I'm
the
gonna
characters
zoom.
we've met.
Yeah, I'm gonna zoom in on each one as we encounter them. Shift Z. Niles
Nice.
Farrier, a balding older man, smoking a small cigarillo. I got a job for you, he says, blowing smoke over the crew as the smoke fills the lens. Time passes and the details of the job are laid out. Farrier was contracted by his mysterious boss to recover a black box that had fallen into the Imperial hands on the Twi'lek's occupied homeworld of Ryloth. A lot of weird consonants in that sentence. The contents of the box were unknown, but obviously very important to the Imperials, as many battalions of stormtroopers were dispatched to secure the object. Deciding to ask the native Twi'leks for help, they discovered the box had been relocated to the mansion of the current Imperial governor of Ryloth, one Moff Traben. Come on, Shift Z.
Oh,
There it is. Ah, there it is. One Moff Traben. Consulting with the leader of the Twi'leks, they decided to infiltrate his mansion on Empire Day, a time when the Moff himself would be busy hosting an impressive gala. They would sabotage a number of security systems along the way so that the Twi'leks would have a chance for an attack to cover their escape. The plan went off without a hitch, as the group bypassed all security measures on their way to the Moff's penthouse, running into several figures along the way. One, Baron Soontir Fel, a self-proclaimed first non-clone TIE fighter ace of the new Empire, and a member of the ISP, Imperial Security Bureau, a woman by the name of Nex Gayaga. The latter of whom they drugged and dragged along with them.
okay. That's okay.
That was fun.
Is that what happened, or is that not what happened?
That is
We kidnapped-
kind of
Yeah.
what happened. Kind of.
Arriving at the penthouse, the group was stymied by the most difficult puzzle known to man. A puzzle with only 3 possible answers. Finally, overcoming this Herculean obstacle, they made their way into the private bedchambers of the Moff, where they discovered the black box and more. A recorded hologram of Traben having a conversation with the Emperor about the contents of the box, which the Emperor was personally interested in. The scene transitions away to them in the room, looking at the recording. Oh, did you have something to say, Chris?
I don't want to derail you, but
What's
I
up?
feel this is an important plot point. Did I or did I not end up conning a bunch of Empire people out of their
No,
money?
you did not.
That
That was
didn't
that was
happen?
the other one.
God, I'm so
Oh
mad.
yes, he had Varrock Vor attempted to con a veteran clone trooper who was missing a leg out of some credits, and did not work.
It was supposed to go to the Empire Veterans Fund, which
Yeah.
is just my wallet.
Your back pocket.
Yeah.
And he just kind of throws you off.
Question.
Yes, ma'am.
How do I see what Huxley's looking at?
Oh, she doesn't have eyes on the map. She's
Oh,
her pog is
do we not? Oh, okay. Sorry.
Drag your
I'll
pog
drag-
onto the map, and that might give you sight, or he might have to give you
Yeah.
sight once you're on their map.
Let me see.
let me
I
drag
should.
you.
I can.
There she is.
Yeah. Can you see now?
You might have to give
No.
her on sight.
Yeah. How do we? Okay. Sorry. I don't have any. Like. Here, let me drag away
Chris
and
might need
drag
to-
back.
Chris might need to hop
gonna-
into GM mode to.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop
about-
into GM mode real
Do you
quick.
see? Do you see now, Blue Sky?
Nah. Chris will need to give her sight.
Okay. How do I do that? Okay.
Blossovakia.
I
Sight.
still see that district map where you had the race.
Really? Okay. So I. That's weird.
Yeah, the rest of us are on the little map with all the NPCs.
Yeah.
I'm not on that map that you're talking about.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, I can't see any NPCs.
It's that freaking
Uh,
update probably screwed
it's
us
okay.
a little bit.
You keep going. I'll mess
I'll
with stuff. on the
I'll
back
delete
end.
everybody's character and drag y'all over. See if that works.
All right.
Might have to reload, everybody. Might have to reload.
I refreshed and I'm there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Refresh. It's probably that dice app that we have to use. Probably.
Hey, there we go.
Yep.
You're there? Okay, cool. Good drag.
I'm gonna mess with her pog in the meantime, so don't delete her quite yet.
Okay. 4.
Do I have full health again? Have you deigned to give me?
After what you went through, I doubt it.
Your Bender.
Bender / assassination attempt.
That armor I had to protect you from.
Yeah.
Look,
So let's keep moving.
let's keep going. Let's keep going, man.
So the scene transitions to the night of the raid. They're in the penthouse suite, and you see as the recorded holo message pops up, and it's the unmistakable form of the Emperor talking to Moff Traben. Moff Traben, I grow tired of your excuses. Do you have the box or not? Well, my lord, the 3 divisions you sent were most helpful, but we have yet to ascertain if what we have is genuine. Do you have it or not? I will not ask again. I believe so, my lord. Good. This is my birthright, my inheritance. I will have it. And when I do, there will be no one who can stand against my empire. But my lord, surely we have more than enough force to keep the galaxy in line. There have been rumblings. The expansion wars are bleeding the clone stock down to nothing. Malcontents have grown quiet. There are plans in motion, most definitely. Plans to usurp what I have built. Conscripts and warships will not alone win the war that I foresee. For that, I need the box, and I will be coming soon to claim it. Personally. You're coming here, my lord. This is an unexpected honor. Silence. I do not trust anyone but myself with it. I will be there in 4 days, Traben. And then it cuts off. And rightfully so, the heroes freaked the fuck out, grabbed what they could, and ran. They grabbed what they could and ran, stealing the Moff ship in the process, and dunking on Baron Soontir Fel, who was drunk for the party, on their way out. Meeting up with their contact Niles, they landed on a derelict Clone Wars space station, where they were to meet up with their mysterious client. Upon finally meeting their benefactor, Talon Card, the information broker and smuggler chieftain, Farrier immediately betrayed them, hoping to get in the Imperial's good graces if he captured those who stole something so important to them. He then commanded his unseen assassins, a group of Defel, basically creatures with skins so black that they blend into shadows, to attack.
That's right. They're creeping up on us.
After dispatching him and his minions and finding a new ally, Bippo the battle droid. I don't have a pog for him out yet, but they found in a cell in this facility a battle droid commander who had been left to rot after the end of the Clone Wars 5 years ago. Stuck in a cell.
Remember that?
He was very glad to be rescued and joined up with them immediately.
Pledged loyalty and allegiance to only me,
Yes.
even if he is a little depressed.
He is absolutely depressed.
I forgot he's depressed.
Everything will turn to ash. Reconnecting with Card, they finally completed their contract, and soon thereafter signed with his group. And also discovered that the ISB agent was a rebel plant in disguise. They had essentially messed up her deep cover mission to infiltrate the Empire. She was very pissed at y'all.
Messed up is a strong way to put it.
Rugden kidnapped her away from her mission. Not really. You're fine. You just were trying to get an enemy out of the way. But soon thereafter, they signed on with Card's group. Their first mission, to absorb what was left of Farrier's organization on the planet of Nar Shaddaa. Now, Nar Shaddaa is essentially Coruscant's dark twin. The Smuggler's Moon is a smog-filled massive city and the center of commerce in Hutt space. All is found on Nar Shaddaa, though some things are better left lost. Upon arrival, however, they realized they were too late, as a group of Mandalorians had taken over, killing and capturing everyone and everything, minus a blubbering wreck of a human named Jax Pavel. He was literally all that was left of Farrier's group. Unable to gain allies against the Mandalorians, they realized they were under the protection of one of the Hutt clans, due to completing a series of challenges the Hutts have called the Granny Nopa, which rewarded them an Ardos disc. No one wanted to come against the Hutts, so no one was going to go against the Mandalorians. So, they were soon contacted by another Hutt to invite them to another separate Granny Nopa to gain their favor, so that they would be on equal standings with the Mandalorians and able to gain allies. After going through the trials and tribulations, they succeeded, gaining the Ardos disc and the allegiance of the Hutt. His name written down. I didn't have a pog for him. The Hutt, Gardula the Hutt. There it is, bam.
Cardula, I remember him.
So, upon returning to their ship, there was a person waiting for them. A woman by the name of Janice. A Chiss, member of the Mechanic faction on Nar Shaddaa. Basically a union essentially of mechanics and chop shops and other things of that sort of nature, unsavory nature. She had information for them. A list of 3 different deals going on. the Mandalorians were keen on having go through. Zoom up. Sorry. All right, so they had a arms deal going on, that they were purchasing an unknown quantity of supplies, but there was a large group of Mandalorians there. There was a drug deal that was going on that they were going to be intercepting, a drug deal that was being operated by the Pikes. And then there was a third that was a mysterious box that was being transported through the city of Nar Shaddaa by a large number of Mandalorian troops as well. The first one they decided to go against because they could only go after 2 of the 3. They went after the drug deal. They ambushed the ambushers, defeated a Mandalorian, but did not kill a Mandalorian by the name. It was her. Yeah, Shipsy. No, it was her.
She looks badass. Both of them look badass. I think any Mandalorian looks badass.
Honestly, yes. Just it's the fucking armor, man.
The first one, I think, the picture of the first one, I think I blew her up in the tank.
No. It was this chick. This was the tank lady. The Mandalorians were known as the Ferrymen, a group of a clan of Mandalorians that had split off right after Maul's takeover towards the end of the Clone Wars. The first one they managed to nearly kill, but they broke up her meeting. Her ambush was by the name of Nambaroya. She would have a grudge on her shoulder against them for this. They broke her arm, I believe. Yeah, y'all did break her arm. It was in this ambush, however, that Randy discovered a part about himself that he never knew he had. He had a connection to the Force. Reaching out through his frustration and anger of an enemy getting away, he reached out and took hold of her foot as one of her men was flying her away to safety.
I remember that.
And very nearly was able to catch her, but they were able to pilot away and get away from him. The next one they went after was this mysterious shipment. It was just a box that was being transported throughout the city. Several armed guards, snipers on the roofs. You were able to defeat them, and oh boy.
You're good, buddy.
I just see the drawings. I'm like, oh no.
I was trying to draw.
You encountered a man by the name of Darvis Rao. No, sorry, Finn Rao. Finn Rao. A Mandalorian in heavy armor who was the second in command of this group of Mandalorians, the Ferrymen. Armed with a heavy repeating blaster, Varrock dealt the final blow, shooting him through the head and killing him.
I don't think that was me. I think that was Logan.
They laid low for the next day. They went shopping. But, before I forget, they uncovered what was in this box. It was another Mandalorian who had been their armorer but had decided not to join up with them. This man here.
Dude.
His name is Karas. So this gentleman was frozen in carbonate, and they freed him. And Jester, Amrar's character, Jester's character, had recruited him to teach him the ways of Beskar forge mastering, because he wanted to turn his battle droid, B1 battle droid, into an assassin droid coded in Beskar. So
I don't only have the Bippo. to work with. I have the chassis, body, and computing systems of a assassin droid we killed.
Yes, you do have that. You absolutely have that. But yes, so, and then you directed the Pikes who you had saved during that ambush to attack the third thing, the gun deal.
That.
So, yeah, you were able to actually hit all three. You weren't able to fully disrupt the gun deal, but you were able to disrupt it enough that they weren't able to get everything they wanted. You then heard tale of a ship that was being looked over. Oh, completely forgot to add this into the recap. Amrar's character, or Jester's character, Amrar, was specifically indebted to Farrier for a ship that was his brother's. And upon arrival, the ship was gone. It was missing from the hangar bay, and so he was obviously very angry reptilian noises. But yeah, so they got a lead on it. They knew where it was. They could. It was in a warehouse district out in the middle of nowhere. So they scoped it out. There was a big long firefight, but they were able to kill everybody outside of the facility. As they're moving up, the doors to the facility blew open and a separatist tank rolled out. It's what they bought during the arms deal, and very nearly killed everybody. But Mugen, with his long-range sniper rifle, was able to kill the driver, I believe. And yeah, it was a real team effort that day.
Dude, that fight was so scary.
Oh yeah, because I remember you showed me your pictures of your chat with Brandon. You're like, I'm just scared this is going too easy for us. What if Wade brings out like a weapon, like a ship-mounted weapon or something like that, and then a fucking tank rolls out?
Called it.
Then you decided to make inroads.
Past everybody and ran in and got his ship, and then came out and blew up the Mandalorian.
Yeah,
her smoldering bottom half.
Yeah, she was paste, essentially red
awesome.
mist. Yeah. Unbeknownst to everyone, though, seeing as Varrock had killed his brother, Finn Rao, Darvis Rao was tracking him. And
that's right, I remember.
So Chris had made the distinction of like, oh yes, I'm always smoking and throwing my cigarettes everywhere. This guy was following him, tracking him based on that. Like
the smell.
Yeah, the smell. This guy was invisible. He had a cloaking suit that was giving him cancer on his back.
He was also blind.
He followed him by scent alone because he was blind as well. But he stalked him to their ship, was able to figure out their passcode, and had a squad of Mandalorians lying in wait.
I remember that.
He had the worst day of his life before that. He found out the orphanage that he had been raised in had been destroyed. And yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, he collapsed. Like he went to the hangar bay, did some drugs, and was shooting all by himself, like shooting targets. And suddenly 10 Mandalorians decloaked around him.
I remember.
Yeah.
And he shat his pants. And that's where we ended it for that week.
Cat shat his pants. That's kind of excessive and strong.
He definitely shat his pants.
I don't know.
There was a little pee came out. A little pee came out.
Okay, well, I don't know about that either, but...
Alright. But they were able to defeat him, killed him, murked him dead. Very nearly killed him, though. Very nearly. It was a very close thing. But the next day, Peanut shirt his pants. Oh god. Oh, fuck you, Brandon. But yeah, they went out that next day, hoping to make inroads with all these other groups, and they found they were talking with the Pikes, hoping to get them on their side, hoping to recruit them because Card wanted to have a sit-down meeting with all the major players in Nar Shaddaa, everyone who wasn't Hutt associated, to get them all on one side against the Mandalorians. They talked with this gentleman here, Jas Storr, the leader of the Pikes.
I remember him.
Yeah.
Big druggy.
It was a big drug orgy whenever they showed up at his place.
It's good
But
times.
they were talking about their old drug pass had been cut off for whatever reason. They hadn't been able to get in contact with any of their drug runners. So they went into the sewers to find what was in there, and there was a Sarlacc that, again, very nearly killed y'all, didn't kill y'all.
Wasn't it also like a small Sarlacc from what you were
Yeah, it
telling
was a
us?
baby Sarlacc. Yeah, essentially.
Just the whole sewer was filled with it.
Yeah, I ended up making sushi out of it. You know, selling it to a sushi vendor.
That's right. We got some good coin.
Yeah, you made some good coin off of it, selling it. But then someone from the past of Varrock came out, member of his old group that he had betrayed, the Fang, a man named Kerrigan here, a Bothan, all covered in cybernetics. Basically, it was like, you betrayed us, and we're gonna fucking kill you. And they're working for the Mandalorians. And then another guy who was tied to Mugen's backstory showed up, shot Chris's character after he was already having a no good, very bad day.
I had a really bad day.
And then they retreated back. And then they organizing things. They talked with a member of the Smugglers Alliance, a man by the name of the Baron,
What a dish.
who is essentially Hunter S. Thompson. This gentleman was a
That's pretty cool.
he's when they first called him, he opened up like on the view screen with his head being like right in the thing. Oh, who is this? How did you get this number?
That's right, because it's like I think he was like an old guy, didn't know how to do technology. Is kind of how it felt.
But they did a mission to hunt down a pirate who had been raiding their ships. So they took out him. They got in contact with a group of speeder bike racers,
Oh, that's right.
the Hawkbats, under the leadership of a man named Lord Keln, a former pod racer. And then they also managed to talk to a man, an arms dealer by the name of Todd Howitzer.
He was the mega douche.
Yeah, that was the mega douche. It was so let's go out for sush later.
Sush.
Can we make this get some tapas for the table, please? That sort of guy.
worst.
But they were able to convince him to join the meeting as well, through some careful negotiations, and also some publishing of some data that was found on the computer of one of the Mandalorians. This one here, actually.
Thanks to me.
Yes, thanks to successful hacking by Omrar. That was Anycrus. That was who it was. And they also discovered the leader of the Mandalorians' name, a man by the name of Aranias. Here he is
That's
in
right.
shadow because you don't know who he is. Yeah, but yes. So you've crippled the Mandalorians, but they still were able to fight back. They had a number of they had been taking over small smuggling groups for a while now, and then the members had been disappearing. Turns out they'd been cyborging them, basically putting, components on their heads and turning them into zombie, essentially, fighters for them, foot soldiers. And yeah, you were able to fight them off for a little bit, but you finally found the last one of the last members of the mercenary group that was helping the Mandalorians. Randy's ex-wife, Gloria.
Remember that.
You had a pod race where you helped out the Hawkbats, and everyone agreed to a sit-down meeting, and that was where we ended it. And what would you like to do? You just got done with the pod race, the kids being like lifted up in the air. Yeah. And let me drag you back to the main.
Armorar won some money off that.
Yeah, no, I wrote it down. I believe I gave it to you, or if not. You bet on the boy $200. Varrock bet on the boy $200. Randy bet on the boy for $200. So you each gain about you gain 200. It was a 2-to-1 odds.
Okay.
You each gain 200 because I don't want to deal with odds. I don't want to deal with that. But it is the afternoon. You've had your day of glory, cheering on the boy. I'm assuming you're still hungover, Varrock, but you're heading out of the stadium.
High.
Yeah, you were pretty high. You're heading out of the stadium, and you see waiting in the corner as you're leaving. You see your leader,
Card.
Talon Card, sitting there, smoking a cigarette. Good job out there. Superb racing. The boy has a great future ahead of him.
Yes. Your house of cards did a lot of work for you.
That's right.
Fucking
We
hate you
call
for that.
ourselves the deck of cards.
How's the House
Just
of
to
Cards
make-
is our party?
Just to make him frustrated.
Yeah, that was
Just
such
the
a dumb
best.
pun, but I mean, to be
love
fair, his ship's name is also called the Wild Card, so
Yeah.
I can't be too mad. Yeah, he's yes, the boy has some skill, but I've received some unfortunate information.
Who do we have
across
to kill now?
No, I mean,
I'm
somebody
not gonna
might
kill
be
the
dead,
boy.
yes. Somebody might be dead, but Mugen's gone off the radar. Have you talked to him today?
I thought you were.
Yes, I knew he was hunting down someone that shot old, grumpy face over here.
Yeah,
Okay.
well,
I think you'd be grumpy too if you got shot.
yeah, you've got like bandages all over you, like little bed packs on you.
Still
And
like
you're
blood's coming
hungover.
through them.
Just,
Yeah, exactly.
You just need some time to rest. He'll get better.
Your
I do.
arms in a sling. So,
Got
yeah,
shot!
no. Yes,
So,
well,
or
it's
did he
unclear what happened.
one woman?
but Neither of them are on planet anymore.
I'm sorry.
Mugen
Uh,
or his assailant.
God dang it, of course. Mugen, you son of a
So
bitch.
whether this bodes ill or good for Mugen, I
My
don't
ship
know.
is
Whether
still
he's
there.
tail and run, I don't know.
Is my ship still there?
But you are down a number, yes?
Yes. But is my ship still there?
It's pretty important. We can lead a ship.
Are y'all saying anything? I can't hear anything.
we are talking.
Can you-
Sorry, my
That's funny.
headphones randomly turned off. Okay. All right, say again. Sorry.
Is my ship still there?
Yes. We have people watching.
Oh,
your shit.
then I don't care.
You don't care about your friend.
Wait, friend is a strong word.
Oh
I
well.
cannot trust him with
Either
my...
way, friends come and go in this line of business. I understand. What I want to know is, what I'm trying to say is, you need some more firepower on this group. Because that
I
guy
would
was
agree.
like all your firepower, and he's not here.
I don't know about all, but
I mean,
He was like
fine.
90,
He
he was like 90% of your group's strength in a
Okay,
fight.
I don't know who's doing the math there, but
We've ran the statistics. Like he was like carrying you 90% of the time.
I mean, like-
I'm pretty sure I punched a lot of stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Punching, yes, it works.
Did
But
I- Yeah, you know, I think I contributed to definitely taking out multiple Mandalorians.
oh yes, I remember. And he brings up the hollow vid of you shooting that one guy in the head.
The one
Yeah,
you
I don't.
didn't want anyone to see.
Oh, but have you seen this one? And Armar pulls out the hollow vid of him flying the his starfighter and blowing up the Mandalorian.
Oh yeah. Yes. Viral videos aside, I have an associate I would like to introduce to you.
Okay.
What's his
I
name?
cannot pronounce their name, and I would not do her the disservice of doing that. I'll let them introduce themselves.
Is she like
And out of the shadows, you see.
What do we see?
who steps out of the
You see-
shadows?
Describe them.
You see a husky, voluptuously shaped
Voluptuous.
hourglass.
You gotta pull up the character art.
no, I'm not
Here
gonna
they
do
are.
it. No.
Yeah, let's pull up this character
Sure. Okay, whatever.
art. But no,
She's a hatch covered in white fur, red eyes.
By the way, Frank, I think you're on the wrong
Did you look at it?
Yeah,
Did you
he just popped it
look?
up
I
for us.
just the only one
Did you
that-
I
make
think
it,
it-
or did you find that somewhere?
I think that's the only thing I could find.
Oh, that's funny. So it's
you
just-
had
just
to crop
curvy,
that
huh?
image, didn't you?
Oh, that's not the full image.
The full image is in the bio.
What does the? Okay, I'm gonna show the stream. We should really take a look at what her character. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Right. I imagine it's like you look up, like the camera goes from like the feet up, and you're like, oh, and then it's a spider person. Is like, oh my.
Oh God!
But no. This is my associate. I've heard good things about her. They speak. Their reputation is impeccable, as far as I have been told. And I am an information broker. Information is my business. So, anyway, I'll let her introduce herself. Meetings tonight. Better fucking be there. And he flicks a cigarette and walks off.
Don't worry, your ace of spades will get everybody there.
I fucking hate all of you.
And the
Hey, I'm
others
the
still
ace of
employ
spades.
us.
I'm the Joker.
Randy's staring at the Spider Woman's breasts.
course
You
he
say
was.
meeting? You say meeting? What? Hi.
Armar waves his hand over Randy's face.
Sorry.
Ah,
Guys, I think we lost
Ah.
Randy.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
I'm gonna drag everybody on the map.
Hi. My name is Kefkin Kokini.
Kafkenko.
Yeah, I could not have pronounced that if I had tried.
Kefkin. Say it slowly. Kefkin Kokini.
Kafkenko.
All right,
Yes.
Well, I,
Barak has since passed out from the blood loss from last week.
Armar will actually just slump him over his shoulder because Armar's a 6'6" giant ass lizard that doesn't wear shirts and has headphones on because he's always listening to music.
Didn't we? I think we.
On the spectrum.
Didn't we joke about like you guys weekend at burning Barak?
Oh yes, because we're just dragging him along between the two of y'all. Like y'all were cheering for the boy by like raising his hands up, on sticks. Ah.
that's funny. I think Randy would just drop him and be like, "Well, I'm Dr. Randy. It's nice to meet you. These are my boys here. We all get along just fine. Randy again. He's like a 60-year-old man. His glasses are all smudged.
Wearing a doctor's coat.
He's always looking like a doctor. He never doesn't look like a doctor. He thinks it's a good way to fit in, to look inconspicuous, is just to be a guy who's a doctor. And he really is a doctor, but he's also dabbles in illegal distribution of his meds and whatnot. So, yeah, that's what Randy looks like. I think so. How long you been working for old Cardi? Yeah, he's an old friend of ours.
Armar still waving his hand over Randy's eyes.
Point of order, I'll let you decide how long you worked for him, whatever, so.
Yeah, that's why you can pick it up.
For a very long time.
Is it?
I'm very old. I've seen many things.
Like,
I've also killed many things too.
Well, I'm asleep. That's right.
You need to kill things. I am the one to help.
Oh boy.
So kinky. Kinko. Kink.
Yes, call me king.
Alright, kink. This whole... I don't know which eyes I should look at. Is it customary look in the middle?
Darling, the big ones. I only have 4 smaller ones.
Okay. And
I'm
Randy,
looking at the big ones.
You can stop staring that far down. Her eyes are up there, Randy.
Well, I'm looking at a big ones, all right.
All right, so we need to introduce her to the ship. I need to tell her what not to touch, and I guess we give her Mugen's old room.
Sounds fair till he comes back. Fuck him.
I don't think he's coming back.
Did you kill him?
No.
So suspicious straight off the bat. I do.
I want to roll a roll.
Okay, what are we rolling? Oh, before we start rolling,
Oh.
Oh yeah, sync destiny
we're
points.
gonna roll for
Destiny time.
Force and Destiny. So every player will bring up their thing.
Oh yeah, sync pool with GM. Sorry.
It is looking on where it's at your sheet. Oh yeah, it is to the left side of the sheet, near the top. It should say Roll Destiny. And
Don't forget
go
to
ahead.
sync with GM, then roll.
Yes, sync with GM sheet and then roll. Dark side.
Dark side again.
Dark side.
Come on, somebody give us a light side.
You're gonna have
It's all on blue.
to me how I do this.
Okay. On your character sheet.
Yep.
Let's see. Bam. You should see a thing that says Destiny Pool. Underneath it, on the left side, it should say Sync Pool with GM.
Gotcha.
So click on that, and then click Roll Destiny. Dark side.
Oh,
So
this
it's
is gonna be-
basically, this is
I don't think
like
that's ever
hero
happened
points.
before.
Yeah, these are like hero points. But
GM.
you can, it's the GM and the players. The dark side is the GMs, the light side is the players. But as you use the dark side ones, as I would use the dark side to say upgrade a roll, or throw in a couple more enemies, or throw in a couple extra challenges or something like that, you'll get more light side points. Light side points will accrue on the side that you can then use. So it's a kind of give and take sort of economy.
And as
But right now, as you see this new character, you feel like there's a dark cloud on the horizon,
for sure.
as if there's something bad about to happen. And in
Alright,
fact, I'm going to use one of those right away for something.
Thanks for
I'm
the
not
light.
going to let you know what it is, but
Fair.
it's going to be for something.
I do have a question
I
too.
would like to roll a perception check to see if I believe her in the fact that she
Didn't
did not
kill.
kill Mugen.
Okay. I mean, this is truth, so, like, she's telling
Yeah,
the truth, but she did a very
but
bad
Armar
job
didn't
telling
do
it.
I have a question too. As a force sensitive character, I think I get 2 force dice, and I'm not sure where to mark that on my character sheet. Do I just? I don't remember. It's been a while. Oh,
That's a good question. Am I force sensitive? No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Damn it.
Unfortunately, no.
Alright, do I roll them now?
I'm
or
so
later?
mad that it was Randy that I rolled for force
Yeah,
sensitivity.
I was like, really? Wow.
And I'm not mad. It makes for a good story, but it's still just like,
Wow.
oh,
that guy.
how is this like person? So yeah, your perception, you're like, I think I trust this person, but like they definitely like they might not be as socially adept. You know, actually, let me look at your skills.
All right.
Your skills.
As long as she doesn't touch my ship, I really don't care if she killed Mugen or not.
Okay. You're like she didn't kill him. And you also know Mugen was fighting for his life against this guy
Yeah, he was busy.
the last couple of days.
Varrock stirs over Omar's shoulder.
Whoa.
Here, have one of your death sticks.
Ooh, I think I will. And he's like perfectly content, just like leaning over his shoulder, smoking. 'Cause he's
So
in such a
death
bad
sticks
way.
are like nightsticks, you know, where you crack them, but you crack them open and just inhale both sides.
Oh,
it's-
I thought I was just smoking. I didn't think.
No,
I thought that was-
that's just tobacco, or they call it tabac.
Gotcha. I thought death stick was what they were calling it.
No,
Because
death sticks are like super awful.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, I'll stick to my cigarettes and cocaine. Thank you very much.
Here, have one of your cigarettes.
Thank you. So yeah, he's like perfectly happy, just content smoking. And I mean,
Is this
I
one of
imagine-
those, Chester?
Nope.
By the way,
No.
no. Okay, good. You're like, I'm not gonna kick him while he's bleeding to death.
So, who's this lady? She's with us now?
Yeah, so Card is replacing Mugen because Mugen is on a hunting trip or something.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. He did like the hunt.
Yeah, he's hunting the guy that shot you. Let's just make way to the ship.
Can you like turn around so I can see her?
Here.
Oh, thank you.
He's like hanging over the back. That's so funny.
You're fucking Chewbacca and C-3PO in it.
Hello, I'm Varrock. I can barely move right now because I'm in a lot of pain. It was a pleasure to meet you.
So
Yeah.
the way I was, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Hi.
Quick aside, by any chance, do you have any cocaine?
And just then, Ormar just turns around. Don't worry about him. So to the ship, everyone.
Hey, Kink,
That sounds
if
good.
you want any cocaine, I've got some. But
Oh!
I'm not sharing with him though.
Randy, I did. I saved everyone.
Like you've got your arms slung up just to where it's like you could.
Yeah. Thought I barely have to move that too, just up and down, just the wrist.
So the way I'm gonna rule your injury, you need to actually like have
Bed rest.
an actual either bed rest or spend like an hour in a back to tank. Like
Can I get that? Is that something
don't
like
have one
I
of
can?
those.
yeah.
though.
You can definitely go to a hospital and be like, I have lost all my blood.
I need some new blood, please.
I seem to have misplaced it.
I have
And
skills. to
all
help
the
you
drugs
with
are
it.
in my system.
You know, as a doctor, I've got skills to help with that stuff too.
So, quick point of order. Race just happened. What is it? About 2 in the afternoon, or 2 in the
Yeah.
afternoon.
And the meeting is at 8 o'clock.
I'd really like to be ambulatory for the meeting. Can I spend some time in a back to tank, guys? Like an hour? I just need an hour.
The man looks pretty beat up.
All right, fine. We'll go to the hospital.
Yeah, Randy pops his knuckles. He's like, "Hey, let's go do that."
I like
you
that.
happy with
Can
that?
you Can you move me like 10 feet away from the creepy spider lady? I think she might be smelling my blood. I'm kind of scared.
That's racist.
That's unfortunate because I do like it liquefied.
Yeah, if you just keep moving faster.
Armor like
She likes it wet.
humps him up on his shoulder a little bit higher.
Her fangs are getting drippy.
I imagine like as like Abrar's walking in front of him, and you're walking behind, like you're like making eye contact with him,
The whole time like this.
and like maybe some blood drips down, and you're like,
Fuck. I need that.
So I go and load everybody up into the souped-up minivan that we have.
oh yeah, I forgot. Freaking Janice gave you essentially a minivan.
That I'd been souped up.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It is as souped up as a minivan can be. I told you all that. Like, it is.
Legit.
The rules for healing.
All
again.
right, so if he can't drive us around, I guess I'm gonna have to drive. And
Oh, that's right, because I was a driver.
I will
Alright.
say with the stay in a Bacta tank, you could very easily. I'll just hand wave the healing rules, but
Great.
like, he's just has a grievous injury at this point because he's been sliced up by a fucking knife.
Like multiple. Yeah, I got like multiple and like lacerations on my body.
Yeah. So you would go to a clinic. You see a couple of homeless men outside, and like there's a person, you know, who's very clearly going through drug withdrawals in the clinic. It's a very bad part of town, but this is Narshada. It's all the bad part of town. St. Obi-Wan's Hospital.
Oh, you don't hear the sirenscape?
Yeah, I do. This is low, but yeah, I hear it.
it
Oh.
sounds kind of like a engine going right now.
But yeah, this is a very trashy part of town, like trashier than normal. The front windows are broken out of this clinic, but yeah, they like yeah, we got Bacta. Yeah, we got Bacta. Yeah, we got Bacta in the back.
back. Sure.
They take you to a back room that's a little bit more sterile. Looks like they've cleaned in the past month.
Good
There's-
enough.
there's
I can work with this. Randy
the-
cracks his knuckles.
There's the leftovers of a previous emergency surgery, like swept to the corner. And so, like, a dip in the Bacta tank, it's like, and this is like a teenager essentially working the thing. He's in scrubs, but it's not like they're very dirty, very bloody. And he's like, yes, sorry, give me a second. Let me look at the pricing. Right, so you've got how many wounds?
I got like. Randy, how many do I have?
Give me a ballpark.
I
Less than 10, more than 10.
Is it less than 10? Less than 10, it'll cost less.
I think it's less than 10.
All right. Well, you seem to be uncertain about that. We'll have to examine you for cuts and the like.
Here's a couple credits. I just want to give him some credits so I can do the healing myself, because I specialize in Bacta healing too.
So yeah, you're just asking to use the facilities?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
And you see the tank, and it has Bacta in quotation marks.
That's funny.
Oh,
It's like all
no.
watered down.
Yeah. There's clearly like been a leak that's been sealed by flex tape over the top, and there is
Wow, the
something.
only thing that survived that long. Flex tape.
There's something unknown floating in the tank with you. Some unknown substance that is like kind of blobbing. It looks like a lava lamp sort of thing, but it's like, yeah, just try not to touch that thing. We don't know what it is or what it
funny.
does, but yeah, just
Like a
yeah,
full
you can go
skinner, like,
jump
skin it
in.
out.
It's gonna be like and he's looking at the thing, but he's clearly making up a number in his head. That's going to be about like 500 credits for an hour.
Can I can I like negotiate with him?
Yes, you absolutely can.
right.
So this teenager, and so that dark side
I see
point I
this
flipped earlier was for this, for the this shitty hospital. Yeah, this shitty little like drug methadone clinic.
Oh god, it's terrible. Okay.
All right, go ahead and roll your negotiation.
All right. So I know what you're saying about all these things, but you know, I just know that there's a couple of other clinics, and you know, they actually quoted us at a lower price. So you know, we're this is just a little bit closer. But I mean, we could go to those. So you know, we're thinking somewhere in the ballpark, like 200 credits.
Okay, so you have 3 successes, 2 advantages, and a despair.
Wow.
For those listening along, a despair is like the opposite of a crit. A crit is a triumph. So, fine. 250. But I get to record this.
So creepy.
And he brings out a little tripod and clicks it down. It's like, all right, strip.
Oh gosh.
This whole operation is, I mean,
I'm okay with this.
well, I'm not a big fan of the, the government overreach, but I feel like he's kind of stretching things a little bit here.
We're a privately owned business.
Yeah, I respect that.
This is what happens with no regulation, sir.
That is true. This is Narshada.
Question:
Yes, ma'am.
Can I stealth up behind him and put a knife to his throat?
You know, you absolutely can. So that would be, I believe, a stealth check. I believe that's a skill. Okay, that's enough to do that. Yes. So successes cancel out failures, advantages cancel out threats. So you got 1 success and 3 advantage. So yeah, you were able to, like, while he's setting up the camera, like, all right, so go ahead and strip, click, 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 and then your knife is at his throat.
Yes,
I didn't hit record yet.
knife.
I can put it up.
I know it's a success, but she actually has a trait called Stalker. And she has 4 of these, which will give her 4 boost die to any time she rolls a stealth or coordination
I forgot
check.
about that.
I'll go ahead and roll those for you. 4 boost die, you said?
Do I add that myself before I throw it in? Or...
You can
Yeah.
on the dice pool, but it's better if you just let me know, and I'll just add it in for my thing. So you get a shit ton of advantages, and he's like, so I'll say for the advantages, he just like, you can take the camera, it's fine. I don't need it. That was just for my side business, all right?
I'll smash I'll smash the camera, and you'll make it 50 credits, or you lose your life.
Ma'am, I'll lose my job if I put in anything less than 100, all right?
75, or I cut flesh. She presses the knife into his
Sounds
neck.
good. I've got 25 credits in my back pocket. I can make the difference up. It's fine.
Okay.
Threaten the
So-
teenager on your first day. Love it.
Varak,
Iconic.
a lot of stuff going through Varak's mind.
Dude, Randy's his eyes are just bulging. Like,
Not the only thing bulging right now.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Randy's the worst.
No, Randy is the worst. It's true.
I apologize. I don't
this
like.
pervert
fine,
is a
man.
Jedi.
I mean,
He's a
imagine
force
what all
user.
the extra arms do.
Oh wow.
Okay, now we're.
All right.
Is
So
that what it was in the rest of your picture?
Yeah, you can look at
Yeah.
that the art.
I have 8 limbs, 2 of them are legs. What is that noise?
It's the sirens. Get rid of that.
It's like ambiance, like in the background, like
I love the
where-
gunshots in the background. It definitely sells how shitty this area of town is. Just like
That's part of the reason I chose it. I was like, this feels this.
I mean,
this
I don't
feels
know.
like
Mechanically, do you have how many wounds do you have?
he has all of them.
All of
Oh,
the wounds.
he only
All
had
of the
two.
wounds.
I have 2. I'm at
Health
2 out of
left.
15.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I could.
But- So basically, with this Bacta, you're able to heal up. You're able to heal up to where you can heal up regularly now. Like before, you had gaping holes in you, and those have stitched up.
Okay.
You have regained half of your HP. The rest, I'm assuming Randy can just fix away.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have all the medicine abilities to do lots of fun
Yeah.
healing. So
You said we got 200 credits earlier, right?
Yes,
win or
each of
whatever?
y'all.
Okay.
Yeah, each of y'all got
Gotcha.
200 credits.
I forgot to add that. So I subtracted the 100. And I added 200.
Okay.
Cool.
Make sure you pay the young man.
Hey, I just. Oh, that's right. It was only 75. That's right. So I actually have 25 more credits. Hey, Kink. Just wanted to say thank you, and I'm sorry for judging you on the outside.
It's okay. Everybody does.
I love it.
Then
Out of-
disappears.
Out of
strips.
character, how old is your character?
Centuries.
All right. Nice.
Really? Centuries? That's crazy.
They can live pretty long, I
That's
think.
Well,
Crazy.
you look good for your age. She keeps it tight.
It's all that hunting. I find myself a little obsessed with finding the biggest game, if you know what I mean.
All right.
Still a bit unnerving, but I'll take it. And he
Thanks for
strips,
being a murderer.
slides into the back of the tank, puts the crazy mask over his head, and closes his eyes.
Give me give me a dexterity check because there's this thing floating around in the
That's so funny.
That's right.
let me get the dice pool set up. But
Avoid
let's,
the floating tumor in the back of the tank.
yeah, let's see what you would roll actually. Give me an athletics or a survival because you're fighting for your life here. You're swimming. But yeah, let me.
survival.
All right, go ahead and roll it.
Let me see if I have any dice to add to this before, because I don't like the way you smiled.
He's got the difficulty
And,
dice in there
This
too.
Bacta.
The back to all of it. Yep, I have absolutely nothing that's going to help me here. Great, fantastic.
You do have a light side point.
I do. I just don't know if it's worth using right
He's got
now.
like all these difficulty dice in there. I guarantee you.
God damn. All right.
You notice?
Oh,
Wow. Threat, but 4 successes. So, all right. So you notice this thing almost seems like it's moving towards you, and so your time in the back to tank is not as relaxing as it should be as you're swirling the inside
You
of the
never
thing,
quite let your guard
like
down.
going away from this thing. It's like this gross blob of something. So go ahead and take 2 strain from just like being stressed out that this thing is gonna touch you the
Okay.
entire time.
Can I identify that?
That's so funny.
The thing? Yeah, let's. It would be like a. Let me check what that would be.
Knowledge xenology.
I would say knowledge xenology or knowledge. Okay. So
Wow, that's
yeah, I hadn't adjusted the dice pool, but it would have been more difficult than that. So
oh.
this is something you haven't come across before.
Creepy.
Like you're a pretty well traveled sort of thing. This is some, like you can tell, like I'll say with the advantage, you're like, this is some sort of mold or something that has grown from misuse of this tank. And it is
Mold?
something that is sentient, has some form of sentience.
That's so gross.
but you can't tell what it is. or
You
what
better
it
be
is.
careful. I think it might want to get inside you.
Aw. Okay,
So you're just
Wade,
like going the fishbowl around this thing, like, yeah.
Trying to rest.
So Wade, we never truly resolved any of my wounds or strains after that big fight. So
Yeah.
I'm currently sitting at 2 out of 15 wounds and 2 out of 15 strain.
Wow.
I could take strain, but I will go unconscious.
Well, I was gonna say,
Unless you...
if you let me do
I
a
will
regular
s-
medicine check too, I can recover some strain too.
You can recover. I'm saying just this is
Sure.
once you're done, you're going to have 2 strain.
Okay.
Once you're done with this whole ordeal. So
You'll be
your
healed
strain
with
is
that
back to
strain.
full, then -2. Your wounds are to half, but Randy heals the rest, so you're fine.
Okay. So you're healed up except for 2 strain is what you want to give him.
Yeah.
Okay,
Cool.
that's fair. That's fair.
I know that he's still nervous about his orphanage. We made the decision that until he took some action towards that, he was going to have more strain, or he was going to have more strain damage, essentially. So I have Vara currently sitting at a 10 out of 15 because of that lingering in the back of his mind, as well as because of the 2 I just took.
Yeah, because of the. Yeah, this horrible fungus or something. Yeah.
I don't know how it feels to be a terrified player.
You want to know what it would have done to you if it attached to you?
Yes, tell me.
It would have tried to go inside you.
Oh,
Guess which hole it would have tried to go in?
no, not gonna.
The ears.
Oh no, he's got that.
Oh,
voice
it's a
modulator.
yerk. That's what it is.
Creepy.
Yeah. It's some sort of fungus slash, like, just some ungodly thing. It's probably the result of this thing not being cleaned in a long time. A bunch of
know,
animals,
that-
a bunch of different creatures bleeding in here.
That's-
Yeah, that highly reminds me of Animorphs. I'm just saying.
Nice.
In a pool of liquid is an organism that can crawl through your ears and take a hold of you. They're called yerks.
remember.
Okay, I
They were
never
the bad
watched
guys, weren't
Animorphs.
they?
Yes, they were.
I wanted to watch that show, but like, so I grew up in a crazy conservative Christian household, and that was
I've
like,
read every
books.
book.
I've heard they are fucking dark as shit.
You think it's gonna be fun? Wait until you get to the Chronicles.
Yeah, I heard a person turned into a fly and then was stuck as a fly for the rest of their life or something.
First of all, it was a eagle, and not
Okay.
any eagle. It was a hawk, a red-tailed hawk, and his name was Tobias. He
Yeah.
had
that.
a love interest.
Get
Wow.
him, Blue. Get him.
Wow. I was dramatic
but
enough to
yeah,
remember all the
like-
details.
I've heard it's a very dark show, but I was in a conservative Christian household growing up, and that was like on the level of Pokemon, and you know, all I had to fight for Legend of Zelda because there was Eastern influences in it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, my mom watched
recommend
700
Animorphs.
Club one time, and they said Pokemon are demons, and yeah, I was never allowed to play with Pokemon cards again.
I didn't
Aw,
read them
sucks.
just once either. I read them multiple times.
I've heard it's
All the
like
books, all the
really
chronicles,
deep
and
for
all
what
the
is
Back to
supposed to
the
be a
Befores.
kid series.
Anyway, sorry.
No
that
worries,
just
no
the
worries.
little thingy reminded me of the. I just had to point that out there.
All right, so the
Good
the
dodge
timer
from the
dings for the back to tank, and the top opens up, and it normally there would be like a thing to help you get out, but you just have to scramble up and out of this back to tank, like while this thing is just
That's so creepy.
coming closer.
Completely
and then
nude,
you-
right? He's nude.
Yeah, completely nude. You gotta have like a little diaper on. That's it.
You are just now realizing that you got naked in front of all your friends.
And somebody you literally just met like an hour ago.
That thing in there, that thing was trying to get in my ear. I had to like fight it off the entire time. I was like doing kung fu underneath the water, and doing kung fu is normally hard. Doing it under the water is harder.
So we cut out to Amrar, who's on his like tablet, and you see like the background, like the window through, and you see Varrock like spinning around in the background as he's got his headphones in, just like scrolling through. Click,
It's like Scooby Doo running through
Like,
doors with
wish
something
list.
chasing him.
Wish list. Add to wish list. Add to cart. Ooh, it has a coupon. And you just see him come up over the top and like vomit a bunch of this Bacta. And yeah, so you are free from the tank.
Okay.
This kid is like, he's like, all right, so that'll be 75 credits.
There you go.
Thank you. Please don't come back. And he picks
know
up
what?
the camera and like puts it back behind the shelf.
Nope. Nope. She's gonna smash it. That was part of the deal.
Fine. And he hands it over to the spider lady.
Takes her knife and stabs it, and then drops it on the ground and smashes her little 2-clawed foot into it.
Gross. Nice.
I imagine the entire time this is going. What was going through Randy's mind as Varrock was like,
Fighting for his life.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to interrupt with a business owner trying to make ends meet. You know.
He cut corners because
Yeah.
it was economically viable to do so.
Yeah. You know, Randy was pretty confident in his own abilities to help you if you really needed it, but yeah, you're okay.
Okay.
If anything, Randy kind of giggles and it's like, how's that back to tank, eh? Next time, maybe you'll just ask for old Randy for help.
you know what? I will absolutely fuck this place. And you know what, teen? Fuck you. And gets dressed and let's go. Let's cheese it. I don't know.
I don't think that boy
We
is
do have
doctor.
a meeting to get to.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
still
how
got
much-
about. I assume you guys are already outside now. We got about 5 hours.
We should shop.
No, I've already been doing that. You know. And
God dang
he's
it.
still scrolling around on Space Bay or something like that.
Space Amazon.
Yeah. There's a lot of good stuff in the area. I mean, but we still got to get her and all her shit onto the ship, and then I got to tell her not to fuck with my ship like you did.
Hey,
I don't really have that much.
Sorry,
Speaking of
works
stuff, Kink is gonna kind of shimmy on over to that red man that she just got a hell of a deal for.
Deborah.
That sounds-
Sorry, it's work. Give me a sec.
Deborah.
What's up?
I think I got you one hell of a deal in there, don't you think?
I do. I think of that as well. Yeah, I do.
Great. I think you owe me 75 credits.
Didn't I?
she's shaking you down.
You know what? I tell you what. How about we take that 75 credits that I'm supposed to give you, and you invest it in my business, or you can even donate it to this charity I have created. And it's to help the veterans of wars that have perished, or their families are hurting, children.
Yeah. No. I don't really care anything about
You
that.
don't? Okay, I just
no,
thought
no. You owe me 75 credits.
Got you. You know what? Yes. Here. There's the 75 credits, and he'll just give you 75 credits because he doesn't want to
Sorry
deal
about
with
that,
this. You're good.
They had to ask some questions about opening up the safe, and I'm like, hello.
I think everybody won is the most important part of that scenario.
Except for the kid who wanted to record you.
I mean, I feel like
But
you
yeah.
kind of won.
And Armar's just
He
still
lived.
there looking at droids on like Droid Bay or something.
Yeah, exactly. There's There probably is something exactly like that, eBay, but just for droids. Space Craigslist.
Droid
Lightly
Bay?
used C-3PO unit. Very annoying. Please take off hands. Please
So
take
wait.
out my hands.
I don't want to be that guy that's all like teacher, teacher. But I think after the race, we had all put money down for betting.
Yes,
And
I
you-
already told you
you-
that was the 200.
I think we'd already resolved that though.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to give us an additional 200 credits, great. But because I specifically remember being under, like I didn't have the money to place a bet, and I borrowed some from Randy, and then I used my winnings from the bet to pay him back immediately. I
That's
remember
right.
that
That's why I have more money.
because I was being a
Yes.
shyster.
All right, Chris, gain 0.5 experience.
That finally finishes out that one experience that you've been missing.
He actually gave me another 0.5 before, so I'm at
That's true.
6.5.
Plus one, though. Yeah.
So yes, would you like us to keep that 200 or no?
If I already gave it to you, then no.
Okay.
Okay, then I am at 1350.
Wait a minute.
Not.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You just give them experience as we go?
Yes. So basically, what happens is once we're done with a session, you can use whatever experience I've given you for the session, immediately level up a character. There's no like, once you hit this level of experience, then you level up and you can whatever. I'll just be constantly giving you experience, and then
Gotcha.
you can
So
save it
after
up,
every
disseminate
session,
it however you
kind
want.
of level up a little bit.
Yeah.
There's no actual levels.
You get slightly better instead of all of a sudden you wake up and I can cast Fireball now.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a pretty neat system. It just gets slightly better. But yeah, so by the way, was sorry, Kaf Kinko Kimi, was she spectating the race and did she bet on the race?
That doesn't interest her whatsoever.
Okay, because I was just gonna read you off a list of names, and like I was gonna have
Pick a
you
name.
choose one, and see if you could have guessed who won, just based off of the
Wait,
names.
wasn't one being pulled by a horse? What?
One was
No, one was the-
The pod race.
it was a car being pulled by like actual pods, but it was straight up a car. Because I made a reference to fucking what is it? Initial D, the racing anime.
Oh.
Um,
Yeah, no. If it doesn't
yeah.
deal with any beasts, he doesn't care.
Okay, no worries. It was explosive, and a lot of them died. Tauros the Thunderer nearly passed on. Chris played a great freaking like heel, like a The Rock character.
It's fun.
Like he straight up tried to kill a child.
I almost won.
Taros
you-
tried to.
You were Gostel, weren't you?
But I had the fastest but the weakest ship.
Yeah, you were like super fragile. Anyway, so you have a couple hours in between. I know Amrar's already been shopping. Do any of y'all want to do a little bit of shopping or anything?
I am looking at something. I would like to replace some more of my meat, if possible.
More of your meat.
He wants to
Yeah.
get more.
Oh, cyberdecks, stuff like that. Yeah.
There's
You
one in
want to-
particular that I think could be very helpful.
Okay, lay it on me.
I would like to get a retinal implant. And retinal implants are designed to fool retinal ID scanners. They can be implanted in a natural or cybernetic eye and can project up to 6 different retinal patterns. Programming a retinal implant with a retina pattern requires a few minutes of studying the pattern and an average perception check.
Okay.
And it costs 1,250 credits. I have 1,350, and the rarity is 6, which is,
Doable.
yeah.
Especially in the Smuggler's Moon.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But that's what I'd like to do, if that's okay. Or get a new piece of armor instead.
So
Do I have the time to get that, or no?
you would not have the time to get that installed. Like your last thing, that is you have a surgery and then you recover from that surgery the next day. Or you recover from that surgery overnight, sort of situation. You could, schedule it. It would not be applicable. You would not be able to use it in the what is to come.
Gotcha. Sure.
And this was going to be like an eye to just like scan and hack things, or what?
No, like it allows me to study another person's retinal eye.
Oh, okay.
And so like if there's like a bioscanner, I would be able to like go up with it and they would like look at my eye and they'd be like, "Oh, that's actually Sergeant Jed's eye." And then I'd be able to get through.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's definitely cool, and you can definitely get that done.
Cool.
But again, it would be like, I'm going to set up an appointment to get this taken care of. Oh yeah, remember when you got your voice thing implanted? There, like it's at that. It would be at that same place, that same Ripper Doc sort of thing.
Yeah.
Where there's an old lady outside, like, blood, blood, want your blood. And then you go in, and it's just a very professional place, and it's just his crazy mother.
Oh, that's right.
So,
I'm gonna think about it. You guys keep going.
yeah, I just wanted to. I'm looking over my character sheet, and I'm seeing that I did not mark this down. I know that Randy found like that little cube that was like a weird like communication device.
Oh yes, so it was the star. It was the yes that I did not get in the recap either. So after defeating the Sarlacc, you found a tomb of 2 Jedi who had ran away from their clone troopers during Order 66 and had died in the tunnels here. And you found a holocron containing the last message of Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. I regret to report that both our Jedi Order and the Republic have fallen, with the dark shadow of the Empire rising to take their place. This message is a warning and a reminder for any surviving Jedi. Trust in the Force. Do not return to the Temple. That time has passed, and our future is uncertain. Avoid Coruscant. Avoid detection. Be secret, but be strong. We will each be challenged. Our trust, our faith, our friendships, but we must persevere, and in time, I believe a new hope will emerge. May the Force be with you, always. Yeah, that's just in your office, I guess, in your room.
Yeah, it's a little holocube or something like that, and oops.
Yes.
And also there was like a crystal, right? The one that it's in that like.
Yes. So you found one Jedi who was like one of their corpses was holding onto this, the holocron, and the other one was clutching tight to 2 lightsabers, like 2 rotted away lightsabers, and you were able to find 2 crystals.
Didn't I steal something from there before anybody could find it?
You stole the holocron, and then you couldn't make it work, and you were like, this is useless.
Yeah.
And then
Right.
Randy
And then Randy
was like,
activated it.
yeah, activated it with the Force, and you're like, this is weird.
Yeah, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
This freaking space wizard bullshit. No power. Why is it? Anyway.
Yeah, because I've, as a Force-sensitive individual, I've gone into that tree that, like, is for, like, Jedi or whatever, but I don't have a lightsaber. I just have this crystal that could power a lightsaber, but I'm not investing anything into that because Randy's still fairly clueless, and, well, he's not being trained by anybody, so just curious about that as I'm looking at what to buy and what to invest in.
Yes. Give me 5 seconds. I'm looking up a thing.
Sure.
So, do you have those crystals on you?
I would think that I have them.
Okay, cool. Then this is good.
And I know what to call them on my character sheet. Just crystals. They had a name. I just didn't. I think they were in our old Discord and they got deleted. I was like, I don't need that old Discord anymore.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I didn't look.
Let's see. There it is. So,
Is that Siren's Gate making like hungry gurgle
Groaning.
noises?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I guess so.
I was wondering why I
Weird
was hungry.
place.
Someone's hungry.
I'll choose something else. Drifter's End. Okay. It's a bit louder though. Turn it down on my side of things.
okay. Oops. Did not mean to click. Pop out. Okay, so,
So are we going back to the ship? Are we shopping?
yeah,
what
what
are we
do y'all,
doing?
what do y'all want to do?
No, I feel like if
Gonna save my money, I think,
all right,
for right now.
yeah. If you need medical intervention, I'll at least accompany you. So
I appreciate that. I really do.
As you
I
just got, like, all your holes patched up.
plugged out,
right.
yeah.
you might not feel like going under the knife right now.
So we're going to this meeting. This is the meeting that we were working towards, correct?
Yes. It was essentially, Card wanted you to be able to convince everyone to sit down for a meeting and hammer out how are we going to deal with these Mandalorians.
I want to suggest that we go to the location of the meeting and scout it out early, making certain that, you know, one, we could find a nice perch for our new friend here to keep an eye as an overwatch for us. They don't know her.
No.
And so they wouldn't be expecting her to be there. And two, I want to suggest that, you know, we want maybe set up some type of surveillance or cameras if we have, just to keep an eye on things. Because that might be something that, I don't know how you feel about that, Omrar. That might be up your alley, being the computer guy.
I mean, we could see if there's something I could hack into if
That's already
Yeah.
there. I think that would allow us to keep an eye on the doors and exits just in case shit goes south. I know that a lot of these people, we've done a lot of work to make certain that they're there and they're sitting at the table, but, you know, what's the old adage? No trust among thieves. All of these people seem like they want to get the Mandos out of their skin, but it could be wise for us to at least, you know, doesn't hurt to have a card up our sleeve. Ah!
I see what you did.
You'll be Omrar's, yeah, you'll be card up his sleeve.
So we're Card, as he's just...
Card just sneezes
eyes.
out of nowhere. He's like, God damn it, they're talking about me.
I fucking hate them. I really do. I hate that they're my best men. I hate that they're my best men. And he's like, can't we just, like, hire these other mercenaries who are, like, cooler and at least seem professional?
That's funny.
Wow.
And then, like, his guy's like, no, sorry, we're out of money.
They're the best we can get.
Best we can get on our budget of nothing.
But yeah, I think that would be wise. And then maybe Randy and I can be out front because they, you know, are the most talkative. Usually, unless it's about mechanics, and then you love talking, Omrar.
Yeah, I mean, I
Or
did
droids.
just, I did just, you know, completely overhaul this entire city's basically vehicles in a day.
Yeah, you did. You're pretty great.
Well,
You know what? I and Varrock very genuinely will, like, come up and, like, put his hand out for a shake. I want to thank you for carrying me around, for helping me not die, for all the work you did. Somebody needs to tell you thank you.
Well, I might not have one of your cigarettes explode on you. And he shakes your hand back. You still owe me for the ship.
So as you go to shake his hand, he like reaches around Randy and he's like, "That's why I'm gonna have Randy thank you personally right now." I just moves him up.
Randy, can I borrow your shocking gloves?
Be careful. Randy turns them off and shakes your hand. Oblivious to the tension between the two of you.
Yeah, alright, we're gonna go check out this place.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Where is the meeting?
All right, so
it's on this planet or this moon, right?
it is on this planet. Yes. Card has been kind of dodgy with everybody else, but he has told you guys where it would be at. So it is he owns a bunker on this city. Like Card owns a bunker. Like that was essentially a bomb shelter during the Clone Wars. That he's retrofitted to be like a hardpoint command center, basically a bolt hole if he's run out of every option and he just needs to hide. But yeah, it's essentially just a hole in the ground with like a meeting table and like storage for food, and it's a very well disguised sort of place. Like unless somebody built it, they wouldn't know it was there. It was meant for like a private citizen. It's like somebody who was rich enough and scared enough about separatist bombings built it. But yeah, it is just yeah, it's gonna be in the red light district, like built underneath a essentially a strip club. There's like a space between two buildings.
Great,
Like,
you just had to mention
big enough.
strip club.
Yeah. There's like a space between two buildings, like strip club, gross sex toy shop, and you can squeeze through there. There's like a trash, like you could just move out of the way, and there's like a hatch in the ground.
So, where?
So the hatch is the entrance in.
Yeah, the hatch is the entrance in.
So yeah, Var could be like, it's I don't know, kind of like kick the hatch a little bit. I think it's there.
Yeah, and then you see it, and it's actually like a pretty well fortified sort of thing. It's just got it looks like it has like a biometric sensor, like it would open for certain people only, and it's basically a hole straight down.
Yeah, I think.
So is this like an hour before the meeting y'all are there, or?
No, I think right after we got done at the hospital, we went there. So however long it takes to travel there.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Give me 5 seconds to set this thing up, because I didn't think you would go this early.
So while you're doing that, funny enough, I'll just buy you time because I wanted to tell Jester this anyway. So when I started that little thing off with Varrock just now, it was entirely meant to be genuine. But then you gave me this smile, like, where's the dagger coming from? And then I remembered, I was like, that kind of is Varrock. That's like the entire time. That's like everything. And so that's like,
And like, even if he's trying to be genuine, you can't trust him to be genuine.
a little bit. And so that's why, like, so I think everything he said was true, but at the very last, it's kind of like Lucy
let
in the
his guard
football.
down.
Is kind of how it felt. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you for reminding me.
With your face.
I could be wrong. Maybe you weren't thinking that, but
Oh no, absolutely it was.
okay. We should also. I mean, I'm certain that Card probably is already thinking about this. But is there going to be weapons at this meeting? You know, are we going to want to make certain that these people don't have weapons? That could be. I don't know.
How
Or at
many?
the very least, do we want to know what kind of weapons they have?
How many people are gonna be at this meeting? Was just told to be here.
I think I mean, at least
All the major
leaders-
players. All the major
Six.
players. There's going to
Or
be
is Todd Howitzer
one,
said he
two,
could be
three,
there, or no?
four,
I thought Todd
five,
Howitzer was a
six.
no.
6 people, not including 7 people, not including Card and you guys.
So 8, 12. So 12 total people.
Basically, just like the gang bosses is who's meeting here.
Yeah, and his card told us, like, yeah, are they allowed to bring their own security, like, people with them? Which are you going to have people patting them down? Like,
They
has he
are
given us
not.
any of the
Yeah, I would
information?
assume he's over the last couple of days he's brought you up to speed. So they're allowed to bring their own guns because it's Star Wars. Everyone has a fucking gun on them.
Yeah,
Everyone's
sure,
packing
sure.
heat.
we wouldn't leave ours behind
Um,
either.
But yeah, like anybody else besides them is not allowed in this meeting. Like only the important people are here.
Okay. And I mean, we've done enough.
We're
glo-
in
like,
we're in the area, right? Do
Yeah.
you think I can maybe take a look around and see if
Yeah.
I see
Before
anything
we go
fishy out
in.
of place? Yes.
Yeah, so you're yeah. Give me a second. Let me set up that dice pool. Deep. Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
for everybody or just her?
Whoever's looking.
I am.
I will look as well, but oof, I got 1 advantage. That's it. Oh no!
There is a lot of foot traffic here. This is the red light district, and it's coming up towards the evening on a Friday. So, Triumph, Randy.
Those red dice.
You let that be whatever you want in this red light district, Randy.
Shut up.
What do you want? What do you want your Triumph to be, Randy?
You know what it was.
Yeah,
does
you
Does
see.
the triumph and the despair cancel out?
No. So a triumph. I mean, it's 2 failures, but a triumph and a despair. So it's 2 separate things.
Wow.
So so something amazing happens and something horrific happens.
Oh no!
So, but really, what would you want the triumph to be? Do you want to see a stripper who reminds you of Gloria?
Wow.
Like
That's a
Your
little
ex-wife
too.
on the nose.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Amrar. So you're glancing along and you see like
It's a 60-year-old woman.
Yeah. Everyone else, you don't. There's too much traffic to see anything of anything. You're going through. You're like checking alleys and stuff. Amrar, you see, like as it's leaving, you see a little probe droid, boop, just like is going straight up, like into the sky, and it's like veers off towards the Imperial base. Just like a little tiny little one, like about yay big.
All right.
But it is at the far end of the street and it is going up. You don't even know if it was there, like if it saw you or anything. It's just kind of.
Where are we on the map?
Oh, sorry. I'll go ahead and drag you over
Longer
to
in the
a
little.
base.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me go to there. Sorry, I was setting up the thing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. We're on the
Um,
city map still.
Yeah, red light district.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
But yeah, I can go ahead and drag you to the meeting place, like the bunker, if you would like.
Sure.
Like, are you wanting to go down there and inspect that too?
Yeah, I think I also wanted to at least look at. You said there's like a biometric thing that's gonna like scan to see who can
Yeah, it's basically like
only allows
only approved people who have the biometric codes, and y'all are attuned to that. So,
Sure.
like, y'all are on the list.
Randy's curious about this, and he also would like my friend Elizabeth. I'm sorry, it's been years since we played.
Omar.
Omar to also see if he can pick up any information off of this thing to see who's coming. If there's any surprise people who are scheduled to come.
Okay. Yeah, if y'all want to do a check, like a mechanics check, yeah, absolutely can.
Can I do a computer?
Absolutely.
Mechanics or computers?
All right.
I think he's got better.
I don't have my droids with me, so it'll just be a straight up mechanics check.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
damn.
Randy,
That is a rough one.
this is like you're looking at it. You're like, this is a fucking high tech piece of technology here. Randy is able to click on it. He's able to go into like
We have this tech in the office.
this is where they store medical information. Here, there's an easy workaround so you can see private pictures.
That's right.
Oh God, everything's gross at Randy. I forgot.
Making it so much worse than I would want to.
Sorry, I didn't mean to put words in your character's
Yeah,
mouth.
let me be
But-
awful.
But
I think Randy
basically,
would like for you to put your words in his mouth.
That's the only thing I like in my mouth.
I hate all of you. I'm joking. But yeah, you're able to get a list, essentially, like, and then let me read said list. So yeah, it is everyone you have gotten in contact with for.
Excuse me.
So there's no like
Or-
surprise. Like
There's no surprise sort of things here. Let me. Actually, there is one surprise. You see, you scrolling to the bottom, and you see Niles Ferrier's name on the list. You're like, so you scroll down, and you're like, okay, Card, Jax Pavel, you see, sorry, you see Todd Howitzer,
bosses, yeah.
the Baron, Lorkeln, Janice. You see Karas, the fucking Mandalorian armor smith. He's there. And then Jastor, the Pike, as well. But you do also see Niles Ferrier's name is on that list as well.
And that's the guy who betrayed us, right?
Yeah, he betrayed you guys. Like,
I would point that out to my party.
yeah.
So,
It's not. It doesn't look like it's been like with your 3 successes. It doesn't look like the list has been altered to add his name. It looks like he's supposed to be there.
Right.
Can I call Card?
Yeah. Hello.
Hey, Card.
Varak, yes.
Hey, so we were just scouting out the location for the meeting tonight, just to make certain it's all safe. And
Oh,
so
you want to come down? I'm setting up the hors d'oeuvres.
Oh, I do love hors d'oeuvres. Well, then, yeah, you know what? What the hell? And so he'll just like, I'll see you.
And then you also see like a list, like several serving people down there as well, like like just
Yeah,
nameless, like John Doe, but whatever. But yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm setting up hors d'oeuvres right now. The chocolate fountain is just the melting. So
I mean, does anyone adverse to just going early?
No.
I feel like this is like down the hatch. If this is like a video game, it'd be like, you will not be able to save once you enter into this room.
and then like on the way in, you see several medical boxes and stuff, and like
Yeah, it's like, why is there a pile
Like-
of ammunition right outside of the meeting space?
it's like waist high cover, and
Yeah. Yeah, is everyone good? Does anyone
there's
want
an
to do anything
upgrade
else?
station. No, yeah, he's like, yeah, come on down. Yes.
All right, let's go down.
So
Me and Jax are finishing setting up.
It's a weird load
Yeah.
screen. As soon as we walk through the threshold, there's a load screen.
Let it save.
Auto saved.
Let it auto save.
All right,
Um,
the big meat. All right, so you come down. Sorry, I was gonna cover this area. So yeah, you come down a little elevator shaft, and you are there. Where you're at? Can you see where I'm at?
Sorry, Shanscape is talking. It's distracting. It's like a voice.
I turned
Yeah, I
that
can
off. It was an advertising broadcast.
It's funny. Okay, what were we saying?
But yeah, you see, yeah, it's a pretty dark sort of Spartan area, and you see like Cards sitting at a desk. Oh, my friends, welcome.
Hey, how's it going, guy?
And it's like, it is just a a sort of dimly lit sort of area, but you see in the room, you see Karos and Jax Pavel, and they're like tearing into some hoagies.
Yeah. Randy just
A
kinda
sandwich
nods
platter.
as he walks in. Gentlemen?
Oh, I didn't bring Blue over here. Sorry.
You
Drag
forgot
you.
me.
No,
Oh man,
You
that's
just came
rough.
into
Like-
existence.
Just kidding.
you just came into
Here
it.
the
That's
whole
funny.
time.
Bam. There we are. Mugen hasn't been around for over 40 years. We've had Kafkinko.
Why, today's the
Kini.
anniversary.
Just,
Tonight's the anniversary.
you can just call her either Kink or Keeny.
Kink or Kini. Okay, cool. How about Kinko?
You can do Kinko too.
Okay. That's such an interesting name. Like, you mind asking where you
Yes.
came up with it?
It's called a name generator for Star Wars.
Oh, nice.
I
nice.
hit it 5 times and I read every word,
Yeah,
and if
pick
it
one.
sounds cool, but then
Nice.
I changed one letter because it was a D.
Okay.
So I was like, I like the K's. I don't know. I'm real, and it had kink in it. So
Nice.
But yeah, he's there. He looks like he's working on a presentation, like a PowerPoint, and he's like, "Oh yes. My friends, how can I help you?"
My friend. So hey, we're checking things out. Everything goes good up top. We just were looking at the list of people. Yeah, you got something you want to say, Omar?
How'd you get a hold of the list of people?
So, I don't know if any of you all noticed it, but there was a scouting droid in the area.
Oh.
What kind of scouting droid? And you would know it was an Imperial little probe droid.
It was an Imperial probe droid. Not sure if it knows this location. Not sure if what was going on. I only saw it leaving and heading back towards the base. It could have just been doing a routine check.
And you would know on Imperial held worlds, those things are just kind of like they
Everywhere.
kind of just have them doing regular patrols. So,
But yeah, we should definitely have some overwatch on the outside.
understood. And what was this, Varak? You said you. How did you get the guest list?
How did we get the guest list?
I did a little
Uh,
computer check.
Let's not ask questions, you know.
I think I don't know. Somebody gave it to me. Anyway, we couldn't help but notice Niles was
Okay,
on
that
the
was a
list.
lie. But oh,
Somebody did give it to me. That wasn't a lie.
I gave it to you.
Okay, you don't have to say that, Randy. Slaps him in the face.
See if I
well,
know you.
yes.
about you
Yes,
killed
I
him?
suppose. No, I brought him
Imprisoned?
into custody. I brought him into my custody, and well, if you want to see for yourself, you can go ahead and step out of the shadows. There will be no dramatic reveal, I guess. And then he like walks out of like a dimly lit corner. I've been in that corner for 3 hours. And he's got like that like blinking because he's in the light now. He's like,
Armor
Those
cracked
guys are
his
just-
knuckles.
You see, he's missing a leg, and he's like hobbling with like a crutch now.
Oh my gosh.
Like he's straight up like hobbling with a crutch, and he has a robotic hand now.
He's not especially threatening looking.
Yeah,
Gonna-
like and it's a shitty robotic hand too. Like it's, and he's like, hey guys.
Kink. Don't trust this guy. He backstabbed us. You should
Yeah,
definitely
I,
avoid. You should definitely avoid him. And as he's like saying all of this, he's slowly positioning himself behind Kink, so that she's between him and Niles. You should
Yeah,
not
well,
trust him at all.
he's like,
Gosh, okay. I guess we could walk over toward this room. Carter's like in a separate room, but
yeah. He's just off like essentially preparing for the meeting.
yeah.
He's got a PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah, I feel like Randy had one eye on
5
Carter the
reasons
whole
why you
time,
should
like,
join.
Like you knew.
Well, he was in my custody, and well, you can see I've kept his ability to run away from him.
Question, DM.
Yes.
Did you just hire me or something?
So
What's
I
my
would
loyalty
question.
to you?
I would say that's up
What's
to
my
you at
loyalty
this
to
point,
anyone?
but like,
Coin.
I mean, he has a lot of trust for you at this point. So what would that have entailed? Like, would he have saved your life? Would you have saved his? Vice versa.
Maybe have been like working as a hitman for him for a while.
Yeah,
Something like that.
this guy's been in the information brokering business for about a good 7-8 years. He's been a smuggler chieftain for more than that, but he's like early 30s.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, you could have run across him any number of ways. He does strike you as very like you can trust him, as long as you are useful to him. Like, this is basically how everything works in the Scum of the Galaxy. Like, that's the best you can hope for.
Okay.
Honestly.
I don't like it.
But yeah, you see that like Farrier has been hobbled. He's like, yeah, hi guys, and he like kind of waves, but his hand like glitches, and he like,
Yeah, Ray looks at him like, "You're looking good." He looks like
Armor
yeah,
he's been mangled.
Knuckles.
yeah, I'm alive. So there's that.
Yeah. Hey, do you remember that time you tried to betray us? Isn't that cool? That was real cool, wasn't it? Yeah.
I
dude.
told you they wouldn't go for this.
And he'll actually yell loudly, "Yeah, do you remember that time we landed on the place where you told us to go, and you summoned a bunch of shadow minion shitheads to attack us, and then you ran away to alert the Empire, and I had to chase you down, and you shot me."
Yeah, you shot
right?
me too.
Is that right? Because you were trying.
And Card's like, yes, he betrayed you. What smuggler has not betrayed another smuggler? He betrayed
not-
me too.
I have not betrayed
I
you.
don't see me crying about it.
You're not crying. Yeah.
This is like 2 weeks ago. This happened.
Can I have some hors d'oeuvres?
Yeah, there's like little weenies on sticks.
Little weenies.
There's some gross things that are probably still alive, like in a bowl. There's like a teeming mass of something.
Tentacle.
Yeah, I'll go for those. You just want
Ooh.
fuck you
Ooh.
little guys.
Is there anything liquid on
Oh,
that
King is all
fucking
about it.
table?
Oh yeah, there's definitely like a sort of a blood fountain for people who subsist on that
Right,
sort of
it's
thing.
right in the middle of the table, right? Because she's just gonna live
Yeah.
right there.
Skitter up on the table.
They got green
I'm sorry.
milk.
I'm stuck on blood fountain. Did we just go right over that?
Something for
Liquefied
those.
protein, my guy.
Yeah, it would be specifically like there is stuff catering to all the people who are coming here. Like there's food, and this is like literally, oh yeah, he went to a Salvation Army or whatever, and like bought blood packs, poured them into a chocolate fountain, and it's just kind of bubbling up.
Oh, it's
And it's just like there's a little note that says for Kinky.
Oh, they are friends.
And like you see, there are like nameplates for everybody, but Farrier doesn't have one. He's kind of like sitting off in a chair off to the side. Like he is here because, well, I'll let him explain it to you. I'm here because, well, I'm still useful even in my state. And, well, water under the bridge, cards still let me live. Even if, and then he looks at his leg, and where his leg used to be. Yes, as you can see, he will not be running anywhere.
Good.
And you can see, like, everybody else in this room is armed. He's not. He's absolutely not armed either.
Armor is
Starting
just
four-legged.
behind this crippled mangled former of a man just staring
buddy?
down at him.
Yeah, you tell him, Omar. You tell him. Get him. Get him, Omar.
What's up,
Just
buddy?
standing.
Did you end up getting your ship back?
He just looks at him and goes, "I'm gonna enjoy when I get to crush your skull."
Yeah. A lot of people have wanted to do that over the years. It hasn't
And I was
happened yet.
actually looking at something and I considered buying it. They're like little mini detonating bombs that you can plant on somebody to just like kill them instantly. And I considered buying them. Considered buying them, but I'm like, is that armor? This would almost be perfect.
No, it is.
But yeah, so you got about a couple hours before the meeting. But yeah, you're here. At least everyone who's directly affiliated with Card is here.
I'm gonna go and have a smoke outside because I'm assuming I can't smoke down here.
Yeah, I smoke because I own the place, but you really shouldn't smoke down here.
And because my pog always has a cigarette in his hand.
Yeah, exactly.
So then, yeah, I will go outside and have a smoke, and I'm looking for.
That's a card he has in his hand.
Do another shift C of Farrier.
Yeah.
Another shift C of Card. But yeah,
Big Lando vibes.
yeah, exactly. Just Lando, if he was like, I'm gonna actually do something with my life. I'm joking. No Lando hate here.
Let's say I would not expect that of you. So then, yeah, I will go up front, up top. I will have a smoke, and so I know that we've had some conversation about like Varrock and the orphanage. So my question is, do you think, even though we haven't written anything like this, do you think he may have had some secret or like some type of way of contacting the matron, just just kind of like under the table to be like, are you all right, that type of thing?
I mean, you could definitely try to, but like your main source of contact was literally through the orphanage. Like I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think there would be any other way to get in contact with her.
What would you like me to roll to see if that is something that?
So basically, as far as you know from that news report, the main target of the raid wasn't there. They weren't able to ascertain her position. They weren't able to get her. They were able to, though. The staff has all been taken prisoner. The children were taken to re-education camps.
Gotta break them out.
Yeah.
Prison break.
Yeah. And then yeah, your home, your childhood home was burnt to the ground. So, you know.
Yes.
There's that.
Thank you. Yes.
There was
okay. All right. So then he'll just be up there pouting
Yeah.
while smoking.
I mean, like I said, you can attempt to try to put out feelers for her, you know. But it may take a while for that sort of thing to get back to you, or it might not even come through to her. You know, if she's still out on the run, she might be dead. You know, who knows?
Okay, do me a favor. Give me 3 difficulty die.
You mean
gonna
to?
I'm
You
gonna
mean
make-
to presume to tell me what to put on the difficulty die?
Yeah, well, because here's my thought: is I want to roll a willpower check to see whether or not he will actually try to. Like, I think his smuggler smartness side is like, we just need to play it cool. But I also think that he's nervous enough about his childhood home to be kind of nervous about all of it. And so he's going to roll a willpower check, And so my thoughts are, if he succeeds, he's going to play it cool. If he fails, he's going to find or try to put out feelers because he's nervous. That's my
cool.
thought process.
Go ahead and roll it.
I am going to roll just a discipline because I feel like that kind of fits the bill for what we're doing. And plus, that's a will-powered. So disadvantage, that's a failure.
So I spent a dark side to upgrade it. So yeah, so it's a failure.
So he fails. He's up there. He's smoking. He's anxious and nervous. He just wants this meeting to be over.
His
so he
wounds still
decides-
itch.
His wounds still itch. He's gonna attempt to maybe finds a little piece of mold on him, and he's kind of nervous about it. Brushes it off. He's going to put out feelers to the best of his ability.
Okay.
I don't know what that looks like. I don't know if I have to
Yeah.
roll for that or whatever.
I would like
but-
for you to describe what that is whenever you
Sure.
like you come to a decision as to what that would be.
Let me begin thinking about it so you can keep pushing stuff along.
Okay, cool. Varrock storms off, being a grumpy Gus. What do y'all want to do? Do y'all want to talk to anybody before the meeting starts? Is there anything else you want to do?
Yeah, so Armor, having established a pretty well relationship with the Mandalorian guy, goes over there and just starts talking shop with them, you know, what he's been working on, because he's now all the way up to I said add more heat, which is, 3 away from being ready to make Bippo. And he's quickly figured out how to work with Mandalorian Beskar.
I also
melding
forgot you still have that one Mandalorian that you convinced to join with you, so he's also there.
Yeah.
Dave.
Forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Dave the
And he's just talking shop, trying to figure out more going on with everything. And he's also describing all the tools and equipment he's been purchasing, which is actually what I've been doing this entire time, which is why I haven't been talking. I've just been buying a shit ton of tools because he told me it would be expensive for the tools to work with this.
Okay.
And I've nearly spent all my money on just tools.
Yeah, I gave you a figure. It was 1,000 or something, right? Or something.
I've already spent 2,000 on just tools.
It was a big number. It was a big number, and I'm 2,000 more than covered. But yeah, you're building buying tools, building the actual forge, getting the fuel for the said forge.
I'm just going to draw it from the ship's power. What are you talking about?
Nah, it's got to be a certain type of fuel because it's a very traditional and stuff like that. if you heat it in the if you heat it in the ship's engine, it's gonna get irradiated and it's gonna rot away within a year.
All right.
You gotta use all right. You go to Malachor 5. All right, they got redwoods that are 5,000 feet tall. Right, you cut down the biggest one. Oh, also the redwoods also breathe fire.
And Armor's just sitting there taking notes.
Yeah,
You
he's
mean
just
serious
giving you off some random fucking thing. You got to get this specific type of fuel for the furnace.
Yeah, and
Chris, I know,
Armor,
I can see your face. I was just making a joke.
I know, but Armor's writing shit down while he's talking. All right. What if I plan to do this with this?
See, it would work in the short term for certain, but after a couple of sustained hits, it wouldn't last. It really wouldn't last. It's that sort of thing. And he brings out a piece of metal. He's like, see, look, it's very tense at first, but then a couple of dents, and it's all winky wobbly over here.
Okay.
And he tears it in half with his bare hands. See, no good.
Wait. Armor kind of looks at him sideways. And he puts his arm on the table. How strong are you? And he's trying to arm wrestle the guy.
I know better than to go up against the Trandoshan and test his strength, my friend.
It's not like I've fought a few Wookiees or something, but
Your literal, oh my god, your fucking literal, your racial enemy is Wookiees. You're like evolved to fight Wookiees.
we do that in packs.
Yes, but fucking Wookiees, mate. No. You are literally evolved to kill Wookiees. No, thank you.
All right. By the way, did we ever actually find out why they imprisoned you?
Oh yeah. It's because I didn't want to go along with Aranias' leadership. I'm a member of the Ferrymen. True. But where he was taking them, I wasn't gonna go.
How do you feel about the fact that we,
I follow whoever holds the Darksaber. And as far as I know, after Maul bit it, I don't know who holds it. So when he comes along, I guess I'll follow him.
How do you feel about, the fact that we've got, I've got, Finn Rao's armor, Debarius Rue's armor,
Well, to be fair, those were my armors that I built, but I hadn't maintained them in at least a year, 2 years. He would pop me out to maintain them, but they kind of realized that I, hated them all because they kept putting me in cryo sleep whenever, or they kept putting me in carbonite whenever I spoke up about them. So yeah.
So you're the one that we have to thank for the very curvy Mando.
Oh yeah. So she wanted it specifically that way. I told her there's no way I can hammer metal like that and have it turn out, any sort of good. And she said, no, you're gonna do it. And you know what? It actually worked for whatever reason.
All right. She's one of the few that's alive. Am I right?
Yes.
All right. What can you tell me that might give us an advantage against her? I think she's actually the only one of them that's alive.
Aside from Aranias.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Of the main, crew, yes. There's Aranias and her left, essentially.
And for that matter, what can you tell me about Aranias' armor? And he's writing every detail down.
Oh, Aranias? I had no part in making his. That's ancient. Beskar Forge Mastering. That's
I'm sure you had to maintain it some.
That thing didn't need any maintenance, mate. I'm telling you, that thing was made for his family. The only thing I ever did was form it to his size.
Mm-hmm.
That thing was made generations ago by our ancestors, the Mandalorian Neo Crusaders. All
So
right?
this guy is a Mandalorian?
Yes,
Yeah.
this guy here, Karas, is a Mandalorian. Yeah, he is a Mandalorian Beskar Forge Master. But he's like,
Is he?
yeah.
So Armar takes the conversation back. So the curvy one, and he actually does the whole hand movements, and
Yes,
he looks
so
over
I
at
had
Randy.
to spend an entire day with her, just putting pizza plaster all over her, and it's just like it's gross, and like I really didn't even have to do that, but she just let me. So,
Wow.
And Armar keeps looking over his shoulder, making sure Randy's not listening to this.
When you're a best guy, they let you do it.
it's obviously if they say no, no is no, but the implication
No.
being that they won't get their armor.
I haven't discussed it with myself. Sorry.
Wade, I went ahead and sent you a.
I did see that.
message.
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make certain we were on the same page, is all.
But what can you tell me? What weaknesses? I mean, we've already fucked her arm up.
Yes, well, that also, you fuck somebody's arm up, the arm's right fucked. The best Mandalorian armor, at least new breed of Mandalorian armor, because you cannot replicate the classics. Like, you cannot replicate a piece of art like Aranias' armor. the old one, the new ones, they'll take a significant amount of damage, but they'll buckle just like any other armor. It's just about knowing where to hit them. Joints mainly, but some Mandalorians wear Mandalorian iron ring mail underneath their armor to cover for that. So, you know, it just is a case-by-case basis, mate.
Yeah.
Old Jango Fett, he didn't have any ring mail under his neck, and Mace Windu straight up cut his fucking head off.
So, all right, okay. And Armar's taking note of everything, and we can span off. I'm sure you can play that out later. Then what information I got up.
Yeah. Okay. Anything anyone else want to do?
I think if we've done everything we can to make certain the meeting is safe, then I'm good with proceeding if you guys are.
Yeah,
We really-
you ask him about the security for the meeting. He's like, well, I do have these, and he clicks a button, and like 4 or 5 turrets come out of the top of the thing. He's like, and start.
Oh, they drop from the ceiling? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, they drop from the ceiling and just basic. So everyone in here is coded as friendlies. Everyone in this room right now is coded as friendlies to those turrets.
That's good.
If I push this button, everyone's fucking dying. Everyone else but us is fucking dying. So yes. And Dave's like, I'm part of that too, right?
Dave.
Yeah. Yes, Dave. Absolutely.
Dave.
Armor asked him, mind if I look at your code, make sure that nobody's embedded anything in it?
No thank you. No offense. I trust you, but you're a contractor.
Alright, suit yourself if you get shot.
And you're just still in the blood fountain. Just...
I think Gink is just crawling across the table like a creepy.
Or the ceiling. She's drinking blood from the ceiling while hanging upside down.
She's more of a beast than a person. Just to point that out.
She's great.
I like
I like this new character.
Me too.
But yeah, so anything anyone else want to do? Anybody else you want to talk to, or before we get started?
I'm good. I'm gonna use my money and save up for something. Not get the eye thing. So I've not made the appointment yet.
Anything else you want to do? As I know you were talking about Overwatch. Did you want to set up in places? Set up anything?
That's a good question. I am going to take my character once I get back, and he'll ask Card, pull him off to the side at one time, and just be like, "So, is there like any place out of here, like just in case shit goes down that we need to be aware of?"
Yes. So, and he's like, "Come with me." Yes. And you go with him, and he leads you around the corner, and he's like, "So this desk here, yes?
Mm-hmm.
You hide under the desk if you're really scared, you pussy."
Wow. Okay.
What a misdirect.
I didn't say I was scared. I said, you know what?
No, he's gonna be like, yes, there is a bolt hole, but we'll come to it if it needs to be. Just run down this hallway. All right.
You hear this? It's the world's smallest violin.
What a jackass!
Just remember that I'm your ace of hearts, and I give him, finger guns. Give him.
You're my two of clubs at best.
Come on now. Smile at him. Go back in.
Go fuck yourself.
I like this relationship.
But yeah, so you get ready for the meeting. Card finishes up his PowerPoint presentation. 5 reasons why you should join us. The number 4 will surprise you.
Oh no!
Doctors
I wanted
hate
those.
But yeah, over the next hour, like people start filtering in one
Okay.
by one. So first to arrive is Janice. She shows up and she looks around.
Okay.
Mechanics faction.
Right. I'm just right before they come through. I'm just gonna remove her from the middle of the table. You know that nice black shady spot you said was in the corner of the room?
Yes.
Yeah, she's gonna go over there.
I'm gonna go lurk.
Oh yeah. I won't want to be in there. Thanks. And then yeah, Janice shows up. She gives a nod to Card. Goes over to Amrar. Maybe gives him a fist bump or something. And
She
walks
gives him
over.
gives her nod at the same time.
Yeah, and walks over and takes her place. And she just sits there, and like she's scrolling through like a data sort of thing. Puts it away.
She would have heard about. Is she the one that I worked for the mechanic shop for?
Yep, she's the head of the mechanics faction,
That's
the
right.
union essentially.
Varrock, when he sees that interaction, will just like message to his comlink quietly into Riser. He's like, "Hey, I'll totally be your wingman if you need it. Just say it."
Well, with Mugen gone, yeah.
I thought you were gonna go full like on the spectrum about it. Be like, well, no, I thought I was gonna be your wingman because I got my ship and I'll fly alongside your ship.
Just totally
Like-
taking it literally.
I just know, that was a whole big interaction. Was Mugen was obsessed with her.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
She's like, where's your friend, by the way?
He
Tall,
decided,
dark, and sniper.
he decided that he wasn't interested in anything here and left us.
Card's like he's off world.
What a relief to no longer have a pervert in the group.
Yeah. No.
Like
Glad we
3
resolved
people
that.
turn and look at Randy like, fucking really?
No, we totally resolved that. That's not an issue anymore.
The next to come sauntering in is the Baron, the head of the smugglers guild, as it were. He comes walking in.
The chittering.
Hear it from the
He's literally got like he's got a thing of tequila. He's like, I didn't know if we were supposed to bring anything. I got a thing of tequila here. And he just kind of pushes it on the table next to the hors d'oeuvres, like pushes like and knocks like a very carefully arranged tray of sandwiches over. Just you're gonna get that right, Ferrier?
So as everyone is distracted by that sandwich dropping, Varrock wants to move in and steal the tequila bottle. Just
Like-
put it in his coat real quick.
I was gonna say that Randy would also go shake his hand and like slip him a couple uppers. Well, and
Oh,
then
thank you. I was just starting to come down. Yeah, that's what I need.
scratch my back.
And he just like, are these
It was-
suppositories or do you just take them normally?
Faster if you shove them up your ass, but they'll work either way.
Okay. And he just like he takes a seat next to you, Randy.
He knows a good thing when he sees it.
Yeah, exactly. Next to arrive is Lore Keld, the leader of the Hawkback, the swoop bike gang.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought he was a human. My bad.
No, he's a Nemoidian.
Look at that guy.
He is a
Alright.
straight up Nemoidian. He comes walking in and is like, hey, hello. Card. He gives Card a handshake, and he looks over at all of you. He's like, you guys, okay?
We literally got your kid back.
yes, and I'm very happy for that.
And we reunited your Hawkbats to you.
Oh, by the way, the kid's mom says hi, Amrar.
That's right.
Armor visually shudders and
Oh.
She
like
was
puts
really
his head on
into
the
Omar.
table.
This was basically his second in command. his mother was really fucking into Amrar. Like,
Wait, creepy, like, honey boo
oh,
boo
hey
mother.
there, long,
Yeah.
tall, and scaly. I think I used that line at least once.
So bad.
What kind of?
It was a joke. It was it was entirely played for laughs, but like
It is canon.
it is canon. His mother thirsts for Amrar.
We did something terrible with Mugen's character too.
Oh yeah.
Made him masturbate.
You do
in
not
the
want
corner.
to go into that room for at least 5 to 6 minutes. But yeah, so the next is to show up is Jastor, the leader of the Pike Drug Syndicate. He's hey man, how's it going? And you just smell spice off of him, like whenever he walks in, as he's walking through. Like it's just like it's kind of floating in like a haze behind him a little bit, like he's got like an after images of
alien
himself.
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
An alien Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
So she shows up, or he shows up, and the last to arrive is, well, everyone's favorite, Todd Howitzer, head of Crab Conglomerates, a subsidiary of the leftovers of the Trade Federation.
When he
Hey,
walks
how's
by,
it going? How's it going, guys? Ooh, somebody got sush. Nice.
when he walks by Armor, he's gonna go. So, there's design improvements. Did your R&D team like that?
Oh yeah. The eggheads fucking loved them. They were like, "Oh, this is great. Can you give us some time off?" And I said, "No. Get to work."
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't
That's the whole conversation.
they couldn't figure out how to do shit, honestly.
Yeah. I feel like they really liked it and they could do stuff with it, but they keep talking about forming a union, and I don't know about that. But yeah, I think we can churn out a few models of those before the end of the night. Let's do lunch later, right?
Alright.
And he goes past. He's like, "Hello, what do we have here?" Ah, man, this is great. I didn't realize this room came with a view. This is wonderful.
He's so terrible.
He's just awful. He's an awful human being. This is a war profiteer. This man is a war profiteer. He is not a good person. This guy profited off of the Clone Wars. Oh, I didn't know this room came with two of yous. Nice.
Jastor?
He's talking to Kimi. Or Kini.
Oh, oh God.
I don't discriminate.
I don't know how does Kink respond to that. How true to your character are you? Is the question.
Oh, so funny.
He's just a douche. He's throwing a pass at anybody. So he sits down and he's like he starts pulling like some of the tapas and whatever to him. Like the most douchiest foods that are there. He's like, "Ooh, you got foam. Nice."
I want to go on the record and
She,
say sushi is not douchey.
She's not.
It's the way he refers to it as sish. Nice.
Nice.
I do that to my wife. We get a kombucha, and I refer to it as my booch, just to make her
She
frustrated.
hates you.
No, she's not gonna say or respond. She just moves closer.
Hey, I like.
No response.
Yeah. He's
Not
like,
even
"All
like-
right. I think I was the last guy here." And then Fairy's like, "Hey, there's still an open seat. Can I sit down?" And Kai's like, "No." Kai's like,
No.
I like you where you are." Okay, Dave, you can sit down.
Yeah, Dave wins one.
I guess the closest thing we have as a representative to the Mandalorians. You can take a seat here.
Go,
Thanks.
Dave.
I really appreciate that. Hi. I didn't know I was going to be a part of this meeting. I'm Dave.
All right, on to business.
And then, yes, Card is like, yes, of course. Everyone enjoying the meal, pleasantries, blah, blah, blah. Let's get down to business. Alright? The Mandalorians have come into Nar Shaddaa, seeking to add order to the chaos that we so love.
That's true.
Seeking to add, bring order to the chaos. I have my suspicions that this is an Imperial psyop, as it were, but I cannot prove anything as of yet. But each one of you here has been personally affected by this. You, points to the Baron. Your men have been forced to give over portions of your halls for each hall as a tribute, as protection money. At least 45 to 50% per hall. And still they let you be raided by pirates and the like. You, and he points to Lord Kelm. Well, you were your second in command. Your surrogate son, as it were, was forced and beaten to stay out of a matter. His girlfriend kidnapped. You, and points to Jastor, you were your entire supply lines were shut down because of his because of Aranias's anti-drug stance. It's uncountable how many he killed of your members. So
Also, I think his anti-drug stance is shit. I think we can all agree on that. He looks over at the Baron, especially.
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't been able to get a good supply since these fucking fascist bootlickers came into fucking town. And he's a little bit more jittery than normal, but luckily Randy was able to give him something to bring him down a little bit.
Some uppers to help him not be jittery.
Man, he's got so much in his system that's actually helping him.
That's good. That's good.
Hey, where's that tequila I brought in?
I think you drank it all already.
I think it did.
That does sound like me, actually.
Yep. You down
Yeah.
the whole bottle. It was pretty
And
crazy.
Armrar looks over at Varrock. Just squints his eyes a little bit.
Varrock will give him a nod, and he is going to excuse himself.
Okay. Card continues on his speech. You, pointing at Todd Howitzer, as soon as your deals weren't to their liking, we have communications, and he brings it up, a message. They intended to replace you with a patsy, someone who would do whatever they want, a puppet leader. Oh, getting under the table. I see. Elon Howitzer. Dave, I'm glad you're here. And then he goes on.
Dave? Just nods at him, Dave.
Dave. He nods. I have a face under this helmet, but you won't let me take it off. Yes. Well, anyway. And then he turns to Janice. Your men were, you and your allies were forced to sell any parts from your chop shop just cheap, for cheap to the Imperials at the base up above us, the shipyards in orbit above us. Jax Pavel, well, you were Oh, everyone you know and love was killed. And he just starts crying again, just immediately.
You get it. You get it.
Yes, yeah.
Remember when they killed everyone?
Are you pickpocketing everybody?
No.
I just I don't know why I thought you were doing that. Like you better not be, you bastard. These are people you're
No.
trying to get on your side.
No, I put I poured out a bottle and I pull out the bottle back in the room, and I poured a shot for Omar and myself.
Oh, you bastard.
I wrote it down in the.
Okay.
But it happened with where I was moving my character.
You cut us. You were forcibly imprisoned for at least 4 or 5 years. Only brought out to do maintenance. And then, well, it's a right shithole. A shit situation that we're all in. And we're here today to form a sort of alliance. Formalize an alliance, as it were.
Like a legion of people together.
Yes, to bring about the doom of our enemies.
A legion? Yes, I agree. Damn, that's where I was going with it.
I know. I cut you off. I knew what you were doing, you bastard. But yeah, he's like, yes, we are all here, been wronged by the Mandalorians, or you owe debts to me, either or. He like looks hard at Farrier
Niles.
in the corner. Yeah. And Farrier kind of slinks away. You can see he's like half the man he used to be. Like he was a little bit chubby before. He's gaunt. You know, there's bags under his eyes. There's scars on his face that you knew weren't there. This is a cowed man.
Card messed him up.
Like this is whenever they bring Soviet like prisoners out on the screen, like out on stage to be like, yes, I totally conspired against the state, as they're all like beaten and bloody, like, yes, I conspired against the state and Joseph Stalin. I pledge my disloyalty to the Soviet Union, and then they're brought off stage and shot. This is what he looks like right before that. Like,
Golly. So
Yeah.
he looks like he's in a bad way.
yeah.
Broken. as
We
it were.
We are here to discuss an attack plan on the Mandalorians and to really pool our knowledge, because as of yet, none of us have been able to ascertain the location of their headquarters, as it were. Now, I believe all of us have had dealings with them, and together we may be able to piece together information to find where we're supposed to go. And, well, I would like to formally have this union and keep this union after this conflict is resolved. And a couple of them, you see, like, a couple of them were nodding along, but you see at least 2 or 3 of them look a little bit uneasy after that statement. Namely Todd Howitzer, Jastor, and the Baron look a little bit uneasy of saying, like, keeping this like a permanent sort of thing. And the Baron is the first to pipe up. He's like, I'm assuming under your leadership, man, you know, it might beat me. This would be something we would decide here, of course, my friends. And he kind of leaves the table open for discussion. Did y'all have anything you wanted to say, or?
Yeah, I'm trying to think about what Varrock would say. I think here's the thing. I can sense your apprehension about possibly being in the group on a more regular basis as opposed to just getting past these Mandalorians. But the truth of the matter is, being in a group like this could hopefully prevent damage to y'all's businesses in the way that this has been done by the Mandalorians. In the future, if you already had a group like this. Imagine in the future. Because the truth of the matter is that there will always be another Mandalorians. Some new gang that pops up. Some person that gets too hot for his britches. And ultimately, it ends up with all of you. And he'll try to meet everybody's eyes. Losing money. Losing business. Having people encroaching on your territory. But imagine for a moment if all of you had access to the Hawkbats transports, to Jastor's supply network, to Todd Howitter's weapons and manufacturing, to mechanics that can regularly repair vehicles better than anyone else. Or people who know how to get stuff into Nar Shaddaa without anyone knowing, looking at the Baron. This isn't just about getting through this temporarily. I think we're also talking about the possibility of thriving even more. Imagine that everyone's business goes up as a result of this. Not just recovering what business you've lost from the Mandalorians, but imagine a future where it's not questioned who the big dog is in your particular area. Imagine that you don't have just the force of arms of your people, but of allies who will watch your back and get you the resources you need when you need it. We're not just talking about getting through the Mandalorians. I think what Card is trying to do here is paint a picture of a future, a better future, one in which none of you have to go through this again, where none of you lose money again because of some upstart wannabe gangster who's encroaching on your territory.
Armor gets up and walks around the table. And as he walks around the table, he's just kind of judging the room. And he stops.
Give me a perception check if you're trying to judge the room. Actually, let me adjust that dice pool first. Where is it?
Can I do that too?
Yes, ma'am. Give me 5 seconds.
I'm not the most perceptive person, but I'm playing.
Yeah. If you're attempting to gauge the room, yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Just tell me when.
Go ahead. Damn, son. All right. So, Amrar, you've got the basic read that Varrock that y'all kind of saw whenever he mentioned a permanent alliance. The Mechanics faction definitely down for it. Everybody else is kind of on the fence. Dave is inscrutable behind his helmet.
He comes across as the biggest power player because nobody can tell what he's going through his brain.
It's easy to tell on Todd Howitzer's face. He's like, the words that Varrock is saying may hold true a little bit. Like he might be listening a little bit, but he is very much against anything sort of permanent, and it would take you can see that he would be very much against that. Same with Jastor. He looks like he might be against anything sort of permanent. The Baron looks like he has other reasons for not joining up.
It was the Baron that spoke up about the leadership, right?
Yeah. Kafkinko Kini. I'm going to Kinko. Kafkinko. Kinko.
Kinko.
Kinky.
You're looking and you see he's just like eyeing Card, like, and then you realize like he's trying to figure out if Card is doing this, if Card is actually trying to create something, or if he's just trying to get more power for himself.
Who's doing that?
The Baron. The Baron is looking like he's
Like-
uncertain if Card is actually wanting to create something, or if he's wanting to just be the new Mandalorians and get more power for himself. It's not that he doesn't like.
Don't you have the gear from all the dead ones?
Yeah. Exactly. You can see that Lord Kelm is like, anything that'll help my boys not be fucking dragged off the street and beat by Mandalorians is fine by me.
So the Hawkbats and the mechanics seem to be in.
Yeah, they seem to be
else
okay
is
with
in-
signing. Everyone
People
else,
say others are apprehensive.
yes.
With
And
the
it
knowledge
seems like
that
everybody's pretty well, like, okay with fighting the Mandalorians, but it's what happens after that, you know?
with all the information that Armor has on hand, he lays his hand on Varroc's shoulders. Now, one of the things to also consider, and he starts walking around. Your guys, and he walks over to him.
Just
You
like
need the
visual
muscle
of it.
to protect, which I believe Varrock here talked about. This man right here can give you mechanized warriors that you never have to worry about loss of life. And that means more money in your pocket.
Can
He
I,
walks-
as that happens, just to kind of like piggyback on that, he kind of like nudges Jastor to the left of him, because that, like, he lost a ton of his men in that cave.
Yeah. You saw them being torn apart by the Sarlacc, like, literally just flung.
Yeah. So
And-
he's
As Armor walks beside Dave, he's just like, Dave, you're just awesome. And he just keeps walking.
Thanks, buddy.
Uh,
I kind of fell asleep there for a second, but, you know, I don't think anybody noticed. And it's like he's amplified his voice filter a little bit too loud.
Hey, just know, we're all counting on you. And Armor walks by. I love everything that the Mechanics Guild does. But imagine you guys helping out the Hawkbats. Oh my god. Partnership right there. You got a racing team that couldn't be beat. And he just keeps walking around to each person and piggybacking off of everything Varrock said. And when he gets back to his seat, he sits down. Now, and he looks right over at, the Baron.
Yeah.
You bring up the problem with the leadership. Who will lead? You don't want any of us. I mean, we have helped you guys in every means of the way,
oh my
but
gosh.
we ain't leaders.
I'm kind of a leader. I think I'm a pretty good leader. So.
Armor's got
Obviously, my subordinates would
He
not
said-
be leading this group.
But
he says it most
every-
hunters.
every great group that starts out, be it a triad of the planet, be it whatever you guys decide to call this, it has to start out one way with one leader to establish the hierarchy. What's not to say that later on down the road, you guys don't form a tribunal with one head. What's not to say that Card here gives interest back to you all and starts his enterprise on another planet and then links you guys up with that planet, therefore feeding you all more resources. This could all be beneficial. This could mean more money in your pocket, more security, more muscle, more parts, more help. And he just keeps going on. And he looks over at the Mandalorian Smith. This man right here is a wealth of knowledge. With him, Card, Dave, most trustworthy person in this room. And he just keeps going on and going on.
Dave is the most trustworthy person.
But I digress.
Yeah, look, I see
This
all
isn't
the
our
passing out
meeting.
shots. Can I get one? Waiter.
Sorry, what?
I see you're all passing out shots. Can I get one?
You drank the last of it.
You drank the last of it.
I drank none of it. I am stone cold sober.
Oh, is that Todd Howitzer?
No. This is Dave. Dave was just like, "Hey, can I
Dave.
one of them shots, please?"
Oh, yeah, I'll go get a shot for Dave.
Oh, okay, cool.
But this is all cards meeting here. We're just his house of cards here. We're the muscle.
Bastards.
So, here's one last thing I want to say. You could also take turns being leader. There's nothing saying that one person has to be leading for the rest of their life. We don't need that. I think ultimately what everyone wants is business. In fact, it doesn't even need to be a leader. You could all come. Just make certain you're on the same page.
We can all what?
That you're on the same page. That you're all,
You could all come.
Say it
In a
again.
circle.
What?
Say it again.
Is that the spider saying that?
All
What
come
did
on
I
the
say
same
again?
page.
Come on the same page.
Did I say that?
No, we're just being. It's late and we're
Look,
jokes.
the big thing is and it doesn't here's what I'm gonna say. Everyone's a bit nervous about entering into something long term. Why don't you try it out for a month? Try it out for a month. See how it works. Take out the Mandos. Come into a place like this, or hell, maybe this place exactly, every month, just to meet up and talk and to communicate and to work together. And you want to know what? Maybe the mechanics kind of lead the meeting one day, then maybe Todd leads the meeting one day, maybe Card leads the meeting one day.
Todd supports Todd being leader.
I'm
calling myself the Todd now.
Oh, God. I want to remind you that it doesn't need to be a permanent thing. Like, you can... If the issue is one person, you're afraid of a new hut, I get that. You don't need a new hut. I want all of you to thrive in your different areas and places. And so if what helps you to do that is just coming together and talking on a monthly basis, a loose conglomeration, a consortium, if you will. That's actually a really cool thing, a consortium.
A confederation of independent services.
Sure.
Instead of systems.
Yeah. No,
I just thought that was a cool thing that they did back then, so I thought it would be a cool thing now.
I'm sorry, you thought the Confederacy was a cool thing?
The Confederacy of Independent Systems, yeah. I mean, they were all about them free markets, baby.
Well, and that's all I'm saying, is that I think that you guys can work together to talk these things out and to keep the balance in Nar Shaddaa, because balance doesn't keep itself. You have to take action to do it. You have to be cognizant of it going on. And there'll be times where things need to be brought back into balance. And you will need to take action together to do that. Whether it's an Aranias or someone else in the future. I'm just repeating myself. I think you fucking get the idea.
Anyone can be a guapo. Look, amigos, anybody?
Yeah.
But talk amongst yourselves, work it out who's gonna be the leader for that meeting or the month or whatever, and then just go with it.
Okay, so you were doing the main sort of convincing, Chris. You did get some help from Amrar. Amrar, go ahead and make a check to see if you help Chris.
Okay.
Because you were piggybacking off of him. Diplomacy, or sorry, the freaking skills.
No.
Yeah, charm
Yeah.
or coercion. Either one.
Either or I suck at, so I'm gonna.
Okay, let me upgrade your thing. All right, go ahead and roll it.
I've actually got check on this one, so
Oof.
no.
So that's a fail with advantage. So you are helping to an extent, but you're mainly just repeating what Chris's character said. So you do kind of hammer in his points a little bit more, but it's not as impactful as you thought it was going to be. But Chris,
Cool. All right, I'm
which
gonna
one
make
would
a-
you roll?
Charm. I
Charm?
think I feel like that's probably the most fitting for this.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. So yeah, you definitely are trying to get your words across. And this you said you were kind of going to each one, be like, yes, you and blah 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 blah. So go ahead and give me one check first off the gate.
Just for everyone?
Yeah, okay, so it's going to be a couple of checks. All right.
So I also want to make in hindsight, I also want to make an argument for deception. Just because, and I'll be honest with you, because I have one additional die in it, but also, Varrock has no idea if this is, he has no idea if this is Card's endgame. He's just trying to help, so he's just talking out his ass, trying to make it sound as sweet as possible.
So will you allow a deception roll? I guess is what you're asking.
Unless you I'm okay with it I'm okay with it being charm or deception, but I figured there's a possible way for it deception to be the roll instead. So I figured I'd throw it out.
You know what? I'm going to let you use it. I'm going to let you use it for this first roll.
Nice.
For certain.
Okay. With that said, I just want to remind you I have something called convincing demeanor.
Oh boy. All right.
Which means
and here comes the bonuses.
Remove 2 setback die from this check if you've added any.
I have not.
Okay. Cool. That's it. All right,
Okay.
so here we go.
Go ahead
Here comes
and
the
roll.
roll. Fuck yeah.
All right.
Wow.
So you look like you've completely convinced the Baron, at least. Like he's you look and see he's just nodding along. He's like, rumph. But he looks like he's come over on the side of like, I'm okay for this. What do you want the triumph to be?
I want the triumph to be the idea from his impassioned speech, just the idea to be in their brains. That, Varrock would make a pretty good leader as well.
Boy. Oh boy. So
Just the idea.
I will allow that to an extent.
I'm not saying they elect me. I'm saying that the idea is like they can't help but hear what I've said, and the idea can't help but have crossed their minds.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, give me another roll.
All right, deception or charm, because you specifically said earlier.
Yeah, for that one, deception. This one,
Charm.
charm.
Okay, ready?
Now I am.
I'd like to use a light side dice. as
Okay,
well.
click it.
Boop-a-dee-ba-dee-beep-beep-beep-beep. Use light side. There we go.
All right, cool. Go ahead and roll it.
Success, but a threat.
Okay. So
Armorar sounds like a good leader.
You look like so Jastor. He looks like he's nodding along, like, okay, yes, like just taking a puff from his little thing. A month. And I like the idea of a rotating leadership.
Think that way it keeps you all together. And if the big...
Like a deck of cards.
As long as we all have an even vote. With rotating leadership, at least monthly.
I think that
The Pikes would gladly sign any treaty.
So now Todd is the only one. Correct,
Todd is sitting there
who's-
like he's sitting there. He's like, "All right, you've said it might end up with more money for me, but I have yet to see concrete figures like the quarterly projections and such. But and also I have objections to a couple of these things. On the basis that he's called this meeting and has the most to gain for it, I would like to suggest that Card does not take place in any sort of leadership role at all, and says more of an advisory side.
While I hear what you're saying, I want to put this out there as well. It is because of Card's leadership, as well as his advice. It was his wisdom.
And his muscle.
And his muscle that sent us out to all of you to help, including you, Mr. Howitzer, making certain that
You didn't die.
that you didn't die, that you had access to your facilities, as well as getting rid of any people. Because there's like a 12-hour period, right, where his facilities are being infiltrated, right?
Yeah.
So
And they did get away with some stuff. So
we, with all due respect, Mr. Howitzer, if it wasn't for Card, you would have lost even more money, researches, grants, research. And it is because of him that stopping it from happening, that it did not become even worse. So while, yes, there's no quarterly projections or what have you, it is a direct result of his leadership that all of you have had problems solved. Now, I'm not saying to elect him leader for life, but I think asking him to sit out, given that he's been the one to put the most on the line thus far, sending us out, working on behalf of all of you, I wouldn't want that to be disrespectful to him.
And
Or
making
what
sure
it
that
is.
you didn't have a huge loss of revenue. How much would you have lost had the plan for your elimination gone through?
he just angrily eats a weenie on a stick.
I'm not. Let them
I
be subject to the same rules and bylaws that all of you have together.
before I sign anything, I want it in writing, and I want it in bold writing. The deals that will be made, the arrangements for, and you can see like his sort of cocky demeanor has kind of gone away, and it's just like kind of steely. Like this is where he's good at. This is what he's fantastic at, is driving home hard deals, getting what he wants out of the agreement while making certain everyone else gets as little as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I want agreements for one, use of any of y'all's facilities that I need for any any of my projects. And in return, I will gladly send you security guards, security drones, security systems. But I would want deals, and I want numbers. And I want numbers here before I sign anything for these services that I'll be rendering. And I want concrete data for I want concrete contracts for my my role in this business as how I'm getting paid. I want my bottom line taken care of. What do you say to that? And he flicks his cigarette across the table. Lands in the blood fountain.
I would say that this meeting
I
is...
saw that face.
Cat Kinko's so mad right now. Her blood fountain's been spoiled. By the same guy that made a pass at her.
Hey,
Eat him.
I make
You
a
should
pass
eat
at
him,
everybody,
Kink.
babe.
You should eat him.
This guy's
Oh, you're
totally
muted.
gonna
You're
die.
muted. You're muted,
you're-
Blue.
Are you talking about this guy with the glasses right in front of me?
Yeah, this sunglass looking douche.
Cool. Can I seduce him?
Absolutely, you can. So this is, I would say this is taking place maybe a little bit before like these arguments are being laid out.
Oh no,
gonna
it's
Black
it's
Widow
during.
him.
It's
During right
She's
now,
gonna-
okay.
right now.
She's gonna Black Widow him.
Oh my god, she totally is. Praying mantis him and eat his fucking head.
No, I just
Okay.
hear me
let's-
out. Hear me out. She's no. You made a pass at her, right? So
Yeah. She's like, okay.
he's clearly got money, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's fucking loaded. So basically, his story. I mean, a card would have told you this. At the end of the Clone Wars, he gobbled up a bunch of these like Confederacy industries and like formed this mega corporation of like R&D developers. He was like the Americans after World War II gobbling up German scientists like for use and stuff. He gobbled up CIS scientists and everything. He started off as like a lowly independent contractor during the Clone Wars, and then like just had the right fucking. He was in the right place at the right time to just make it big.
Yeah.
And so yeah, he's definitely fucking loaded for
Okay.
certain. So yeah, I really don't know what would. We've never tried to actually seduce anyone in this game, but what would work for him? Honestly, charm,
I have zero charm.
negotiation.
I was wondering what it might be.
Intellect. Let's see, deception also might work as well, or coercion.
I was gonna say
What would you like to use? Like, make a case for what you would like to use.
okay,
I
think of
will-
it as she's agreeing with the lizard in
Yeah.
her own okay, so like they're the brawn, but they also don't have the money source income. So she
Mm.
kind of wants to sneak up to this guy who's clearly literally like full of himself and
Oh,
rich.
absolutely.
And like kind of like I don't know how you would explain it, like take advantage of the fact that he said something to her in the very beginning, and she's been
Okay.
watching him this whole time, and she wants to kind of like maybe
You've been like
get
being a predator, sort of observing him, like how he reacts to
get
things.
him to like fund our brawn, so this group can work a little bit more.
Manipulate. You're
I
manipulating him.
Yeah, sure. Like I want to get some money, and then we gotta go get more.
Yeah,
Like,
like you're like, no, this would be.
what do
You're
we
trying to
get
make it
out
seem like
of
his
being
idea.
in this group? Like, what are we gonna get out of it other than being sent out there to go beat up Mandalorians?
Yeah. All right.
I don't think it's
Interesting.
like-
That is.
So it's not. Yeah. What about skullduggery?
That's another.
Skullduggery. I would
kind.
say, I would actually say, you're being a little bit more like you're saying like his sort of survival might be good. I would say survival is a cunning check. So like if he would sign on this, it could be like a, sort of. It's really up to you to describe to sell me on it. But like I'm cool with a lot of stuff. I would say cool. You could definitely say that as like a
Survival will work for me.
survival. Okay. So yeah, you're like maybe saying to like you're playing to his need for survival because he survived through the fucking Clone Wars. Came out on top. He's a survivor. You're a survivor. Let's go in the closet. Take this. Take care of this.
Whoa! Nah, I
I'm
didn't go
joking.
that
Joking.
far.
Joking. Just.
But I also do want to like. I also want to like steal from him too. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like get him wrapped around your finger.
Get up right next to him and be like, "Hey, look like. Well, listen.
With your little chittering little fingers, just like.
We can be the brawn to this this most wonderful little group of hodgepodge people here, but I can't help but to notice that our pockets seem to be a little bit thin. And you, my dapper young man, look like you're pretty juicy. So why don't we?
Now that you're closer, I'm a little bit intimidated. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm still into it. I'm still into it. Not gonna lie, but I'm also intimidated.
The real question is he thoroughly distracted enough now from everything that he's talking about?
You cut out the very end.
Oh, is he thoroughly distracted from all his requests earlier?
He's easily distracted from all his requests earlier.
Is he thoroughly is he distracted, only focusing on her?
Oh, from the things that he was requesting. Got you.
Um,
There now.
No, he's pretty firm on that. Like it would take some convincing to get him out of that. But as far as what you were wanting to do, Keeney,
Can I roll?
yeah, you would go ahead and roll. Give me yeah.
Too late.
All right, cool. I mean, that's basically what he's going to roll anyway. He is scare-roused by you, 100%.
Scare-roused.
Never heard that word. But
I love
I
that
should have heard
word.
that word.
He is very much intimidated by you and cowed by you, so that will definitely... but he's very much interested in you. He's like, blue chick's out of my mind. I want Spider-Girl.
Blue chick.
You're something he hasn't seen before. You're some sort of, like, you're
Some
a
new
personality.
novelty.
Yeah, exactly.
And while all this is going on, is he distracted enough? Can I, I have
Well,
6 arms.
yeah. You want to try to lift his pocketbook? Like the way I imagine it is you kind of put your hands on his shoulder and rubbing his shoulder, and then just.
And legit, I want to make an argument that this should be easier for her because she has 6 arms. How many times do people deal in this universe? The majority of people have like 2. It's got to be something he's not as used to. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, honestly. He's definitely distracted by you 100%. You can roll a let's see. Sorry.
Spider chick lifted my checkbook.
Damn spider! Stole my wallet! Can't have shit in Narshada!
Amazing.
Let's. Oh man. Skullduggery. Yeah, that's a skullduggery check.
Yeah, that's absolutely skullduggery. Picking
Dice
somebody's
pool.
pocket.
Dice pool is set up. Go ahead and roll it.
Oh!
You lift his pocketbook. Maybe you put 2 hands on his shoulder, reach one across to dip something in the blood fountain to bring it over to his face, and
There's
another one just
so much stuff going on. He's
his senses are assaulted or whatever.
Yep.
Chris,
Yep.
you're definitely going to get a bonus from both of those rolls. You're going to get a bonus to convince him to go along with you. So,
Gotcha.
yeah, like you're going to get a big bonus for that. But yeah, he's just like so much going on, and he's just like looking up at you, like he's just like enraptured.
Oh my
let
gosh.
me-
So, are you gonna pay us?
The
Mhm.
GM knows you've already basically paid yourself for
Yep.
my pocketbook,
Yep.
but
Yeah, Varroc's gonna be like. So I mean, I think what's important to know here is
also Varrock,
Yeah.
give me a perception check just to see
just
if
to
you
see
catch.
if I notice.
if you
If I
catch the-
do, that'll be amazing.
Yeah,
One advantage. Nope.
yeah. You see, she's doing a lot of stuff, and you're like, huh. All right, well, neat.
Neat.
Glad she's on our side because that's creepy as hell.
Yeah.
Just the chittering all around you. Oh,
Worth.
So
But Todd's
I think
into
what's- I think what's important here to know, my friends, is that for this meeting, I think the purposes for this meeting is we're all on the same page. We all want the Mandos out. I think we all agree there. And we want to work together in the future. And so what I want to suggest is we go from there. Maybe the only document we signed today is that we're going to meet up after the Mando threat is neutralized to discuss the details further. And leave it that. We don't need to be part. Some of the people that are here don't need to be a part of the
nice.
actual details of the businessing and contracts and all that. It's for you to all decide. I
I'd
think
like to be a part of it. Dave raises
Well, I
his
mean-
hand.
yeah. You know what?
Dave.
As the possible future leader of the Mandalorians, given that he will be the only one left alive, we'll let Dave in on it too.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I'm just
That's-
happy to be here, guys. He like leans into the mic. I'm just happy to be here, guys. I'm really
like it,
happy you
Dave.
didn't kill me.
I really like you, Dave. I'm not gonna lie. Can
All
I?
right. What's up?
Can you
I just had a thought.
What's up?
Did we ever check Dave?
For
Like his armor? Like, does it have any connection to the Mandos? To the best that we know, like.
I mean, it's just basic Mando armor. It's not like any. You did like check it out to see if there was any tracking or whatever. There wasn't anything.
Okay, for a moment I thought maybe he was bugged. So I was like, okay. Yes.
He's just like speaking into his shirt, like
Yeah, when
yes,
you said he really speaks into his mic, that's what kind of made me think.
no.
So yeah, no, I think
Tell me
that's-
more. Also, where are we at again? What's the
Here's-
exact address?
Here, and Varrock will just like literally pull out a piece of paper, write down on it. We agree to meet and discuss future details and hammer out the details after the Mando threat has been taken care of. I think we can all agree on the future. Nearly scribble something out on our future business arrangements after the Mando threat has been taken care of, and then he'll push it into the
Those
side.
damn mangoes.
Fuck those mangoes.
Damn mangoes.
All right. Go ahead and roll it. Do you want to add anything to this check? Either deception or coercion or persuasion.
I mean, like, I don't think I have. I mean, the only thing that makes sense right now is charm, because at this point he's not lying. Like this, he's not trying to angle for anything. He's just trying to get people to sign the paper to come on back. So charm makes the most sense, and it seems like everybody's mostly on board. It mostly seems like whether or not this guy's going to be on board. Todd.
Go ahead and roll it.
I will do one light side point.
All right.
Actually,
Cool.
given that this is a pretty big roll.
All right.
Mm.
Neat.
I'm assuming it's probably like one of the last ones.
Yes. Oh,
Oh.
I
Just
want
barely.
to- Okay.
you got it. You got it.
Okay.
Like, he's just, there's so much going on. He's like, sure, I can agree to that.
Good.
And he fishes his cigarette out of the blood fountain. This was $1,500.
That one cigarette? God. Is it a really good cigarette? Kink is all excited about that.
Money.
Money.
Yes. So they just, you see where was maybe a bunch of mistrust. In fact, most of these people were probably at odds with each other before this came to be. They seem to be on board, for the most part anyway, at least to kill the Mandos and meet up again, for certain. But they seem to be,
On board.
yeah. The Baron's like, I assume we'll vote for leadership now. I would prefer that.
Sure. I mean,
But
we could talk about. How about we vote on not even a
And-
leader. Oh, go ahead.
no offense, but you work for Card. Card gets one vote.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't
So,
know how I feel
I
about
s-
that, being that we put our life on the line. Each and every
You're-
one of you.
I'm sorry, son, but you're a contractor. You're paid to do that.
It's the second time somebody's brought that up tonight. God damn it. No, that's fair. So then, yeah, we are part of Card's organization.
2,
And,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 votes around the table. Here, I'll remove people back who aren't part of the voting. So yes, we have just
She got mad.
it just
Legs.
it's so like unnerving, but I can't even imagine like the feeling. I feel like I would have the hairs like on my neck go up if you had some like chittering little hands like all over you. Oh, it's horrifying. Anyway, continuing though, they each type at their consoles to put in their vote, and so is the
Oh, does Dave get a vote?
Dave gets a vote. Dave gets a vote. He's on the ballot.
A vote for Dave is a vote for justice.
A vote for Dave is a vote for red armor. No, but they elect Janice as the leader for the first round. And she's like, well, this is unexpected, but I mean, no one really had much of a problem with me and my boys, so I can see why. She got 3 votes. Dave got 2, and Card got 2.
Okay. So nobody voted for Todd Gestor. Let's be Todd.
Or
That
Laura
means
Kelly.
Todd didn't vote for himself, which I'm very surprised about.
The Toddster voted for Dave. Jasper's like, Dave seemed like a cool guy. And Dave's like, I voted for the blue lady. She's pretty cool.
Dave could have literally won the vote if he voted for himself.
I spent a second thinking, like, how would everybody vote? And I was like, Todd would probably vote for himself, but he's a little bit confused right now. He's thinking through some things. He's like, I don't know if I'm in the best headspace to lead anything right now. I've got to go home and think about my life. Jastor was just like, yeah, I smoked weed with Dave once. He's cool. But yeah. So yes, Janice is elected the first lead of this conglomeration. Barrier kind of walks over to Card. And or not walks, hobbles over to Card, just like
I'll be in my
like he's like John Silver from fucking Treasure Island, you know, that sort of thing. Nobody trusts him, but he still has some sway, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
He walks over to Card and he like he says something in his ear, and Card's looks at him and he looks at him and he just go back to your room. Hey, tick tack, tick tack, tick tack, tick tack. Just like a sad fucking lope.
Dude, Niles is gonna betray us again. Actually, Varrock will whisper to his comm like as Niles is walking away. That guy's totally gonna betray us again.
Mm-hmm.
Kink, that guy's gonna betray us. Just watch.
And yeah, so they everyone kind of breaks and they're eating their hors d'oeuvres and stuff. And a Card finally like and he Janice is standing up. He's like, well, now that we've gotten that taken care of, now comes the hard part. Fighting a fucking war.
Ooh.
And we're gonna end it there.
Hell yeah, that's a good Cliffy.
Has my Space Amazon packages arrived to the ship yet?
It has been stolen already. It was out on the porch for 5 minutes. It's
Deck
stolen.
clearance.
It was stolen as soon as the person left. No, in fact, the person got mugged trying to bring it to your ship.
You gotta get
No,
the
yeah, it's
insurance,
there.
man. You gotta get
I'm
the
assuming
insurance
you
on
would
this.
have like a remote like access, like, hey, you can type in this code to get access to the airlock for our ship to put it in there. Yeah.
Because I seriously sat here the entire time.
Can you give me the list of what you got?
Ooh,
What?
Can you give me a list to what you bought?
Yeah, I can get you.
And on Discord. Thanks. And I'll
Well,
be in my
Wade, thank
book.
you so much. I really appreciate you GMing.
No worries. Like I knew this session was going to be a little bit more of a, talky session, so I was a little bit worried, but was everybody okay with that?
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed having you, Blue Skvaya.
We can't hear you, Blue. Unless you said something to your kid and you're just whispering them.
I said it's a good introduction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a bit punchy after this.
Because we're going to the orphanage. That's what
No.
Varrock totally thinks right now.
Punch some
He's
orphans.
like, we did what we were told. Keep dangling the carrot.
Don't forget that I put a huge long ass password on the.
Oh yeah, you have like a, just a 27 or 50-bit like password or something like that.
It all boils down to Bipple loves Mandalorian, but Wade hates it.
Are we gonna be
Oh,
fighting
shit.
Mandalorians now,
Yes.
or do we have to go figure out what happened to the orphanage?
So you
It's a
will be
virus.
fighting the Mandalorians. So basically, everyone kind of like no one knew where the Mandalorians base was, but everyone here has had dealings with the Mandalorians or has been screwed by them in one way or the other. So they each have kind of pieces to the puzzle about where they would be at, where the approximate location of their base would be. But until they all decided to sit down and have a sit-down meeting, no one could really figure it out.
I'm going to go ahead and close the stream, all right?
Good night, everybody.
I guess.
Night.